Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, there's more Birdie tent to milk, okay? There's a lot more Birdie tent to milk. I need to let you know, I've been aware of this video for a while now. I've talked to Toastify about this video for a while now. And I kept telling Toastify to get the goddamn video out already because he took too fucking long. And Toastify takes forever on things. He's more... He takes longer on videos than Colossal is Crazy does, which is crazy because Colossal doesn't upload. Colossal, upload your goddamn videos, dude. Come on. We need Colossal back. This community sucks now. We need Colossal back. All right. By the way, just show of hands, chat. How many of you remember that Anissa Jamha defended Lionmaker? And, like, tried to downplay Colossal's interview with Lionmaker. Did any of you know that? It's the first time I've heard of that. Nick Nobody. Nick Nobody found some interesting clips. That's the first time I've ever seen that. So that's new to me. I guess I'm the only one. I had no idea Anissa had the balls to do that. Thoughts on the Civil War? Gay. Gay and cringe. I don't care. There's my take. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hello. Oh, God, not again. Well, first, I want to talk about something, like, so briefly, okay? I want to talk about something so briefly, okay? Thank you for the 5 gifted ad. Also, I want to poll the chat, all right? I have an idea. And you guys support me. You guys watch the channel and everything. So I want to poll you guys out for an idea that I had. I'm just ripping it from Keto Casino, to be honest with you. So I was thinking, we don't do goals on this channel because you guys just showing up and watching is really all that matters, right? It immensely makes me happy and really helps me out that you guys donate as well. It's incredible what you guys do. This channel is very successful for the size that it is, and I can't thank you all enough for that. But I have a question, okay? I have a question. If I was to do something along the lines of we hit a goal and we do like an after show right after the stream, it's members only, obviously, and it is just games, talking to chat, I'll take calls, everything along those lines, and you become a member, you can call in, all that stuff. I will not tell you what the goal is, obviously, and the goal will be set to the parameters that I want them to be at, right? So, it's up to you if you would like to do that, okay? It's up to you. So, after show, question mark. Yes.
Where is our stickers, Fishman?
No. So those are the parameters. I know the goal, and it's a consistent goal. And if we hit that goal every single time, I will go live members only and do an after show for you guys. Whether that's just playing games, talking to chat, going over things that you suggest, because we do suggested streams a lot. So it's kind of up to you guys. Wherever the majority of the poll ends at the end of the stream, I will make the ultimate decision to either do it, or if you guys don't want it, totally fine. It is entirely up to you guys. I'm giving my community the choice on that one. Up to you. But we need to talk about something very briefly, okay? Incredibly briefly. We need to talk about the Mama JF updates, okay? We need to talk about that. Mama JF has been dead for a couple of years now. Dead. Like dead. Now, do I believe that JF killed her? Allegedly, yes. Okay, allegedly, I believe JF did kill her. That's alleged, JF, okay? Alleged, you fucking weirdo French-Canadian freak. All right? There's been an update on Mama JF. They never found the body. They don't know where she is still. But we have an update, okay? We have an update on Mama JF. From JF. Totally a reliable narrator, guys. Totally reliable, all right? But we need to do our monthly to annual Mama JF update, okay? This week marks the 2-year anniversary of Mama JF leaving our home and fully disappearing in spectacular fashion. Now, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like the sentence fully disappearing in spectacular fashion. That is the most insane sentence to describe your wife just going away. Spectacular fashion? I remember when JF said it was a shock to be in the family. Why is it now a spectacular fashion?
Chris,
That is
you
so
haven't delivered
suspect
on your
to me.
channel awesome movie reactions from the Illuminati streams. How can
Okay.
I trust you?
Fair. All right, Musing Moose, we will do an after show of the Channel Awesome movies. I'll do those on the after show if we do those. That is fair, Musing.
Mama
That is
JF,
fair.
my favorite brand of wall insulation.
True. I don't like this sentence, fully disappearing in spectacular fashion. That is suspect. To this day, she has not been found in spite of the massive effort of authorities to locate her. Dude, I don't like the rest of that sentence. The authorities are struggling to find Mama JF. Dude, it sounds like you're challenging the cops. You sound like a serial killer. I don't like this. I don't You're just sounding more suspect, JF. Before leaving, Mama JF has obsessively read a new exemplar of Permanent Records by Edward Snowden. Of course she did. Of course she read an Edward Snowden book, which she had just bought, and explained that our phone calls are traceable and things of that nature. That just sounds so fake. That is scaring me. I don't like that. Through our immense conversations, she realized that her phone is traceable, and I cannot transfer the phone records to the mounted police. I'm so afraid. This is like a terrible set. It just makes it more suspect. She left the family with many things, including a Bitcoin debit card. I don't believe. Who leaves a Bitcoin debit card by?
This is extortion!
Mama JF is dead. She locked in his basement.
She's locked in the basement. This is so sus. This is so sus. Just leaves behind a Bitcoin debit card. Come on. And she's reading Edward Snowden books, learning about traceable phone calls. Come on. Today, I spent the dust on a burger and chicken nuggets for the family. So you bought one burger and nuggets for you and your kids for $20 in Canada. What? This is so... I don't trust this shit. I really can't. This one's on you, Mama JF, wherever you are. You know where she is, JF. You know where she is. Know that we are all doing awesome. Okay, side. I don't... Every time JF does a Mama JF update, it is the funniest fucking thing to me. Every single time. I love when Keto Casino does Mama JF updates and JF updates. That is my favorite content on Keto Casino. Dude, I don't trust any of this. This is totally fake. I don't believe this for a fucking second. This whole sentence, and fully disappearing in spectacular fashion, just makes me even more suspect that JF killed her. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that JF blocked me on Twitter forever ago either. Listen, it's rough. Why did you block me, JF? I did say, where is Mama JF? I did say that. Because realistically, he knows. Why are we all pretending that he doesn't know? How was everyone's Father's Day? JF had a great day. He used his quote-unquote disappeared wife's Bitcoin credit card to buy burgers. I don't trust it.
This is extortion!
JF killed and ate her.
So,
He made her into a
JF
burger.
definitely killed and ate her then.
He made her into a burger, dude. Dude. All right, chat. After I just read this to you, okay, let's be real here. Let's take this seriously. We're in serious mode right now.
extortion!
We're in serious mode
JF
right
is the
now,
new
okay?
OJ.
We're in serious mode. One's in the chat if JF allegedly disappeared his wife. Twos in the chat if you believe JF that she is now 007 living on some boat in Karak. I'm just curious where you're going with this, chat. Do you believe that JF disappeared his wife? Or do you believe that she's living on a beach in Malaysia somewhere? I just don't believe it. I can't. I refuse. I refuse to believe it. She's dead as fuck. She's fucking dead. All right. Let's get into the content. All right. Let's get into the content. All right. Birdie. I love Birdie. I love Birdie. I love Birdie content. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. People hate me for covering the Birdie content, and I think it's hilarious. There's like people that like leave comments saying, "You're milking this. You're a piece of shit. You're a horrible person for making fun of Birdie." And I'm like, yes, obviously. I don't care.
How long till we get an If I Did It book?
Birdie is a piece of trash. And I will milk it till it's either dead or I don't have any more updates to milk. Okay? I will milk it till the day I die. And all you little ACC commentary weirdos that are mad at me for constantly covering Birdie, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Stay poor. Stay mad. Stay poor. Stay poor, bitch. Stay poor. Stay poor. Toastify has made a very comprehensive video. Now, you need to understand that Lord Crust did a great overview video on Birdie's surface level lore. I think Lord Crust did an amazing job, if I'm being brutally honest with you, okay? Brutally honest. I think he did a great job showing me clips I've never seen before. But Toastify, from the conversations I've been having with him in regard to this video, and me and him kind of like, I didn't help with the script. I didn't help with the evidence gathering. I just kind of like said, hey, this is how I feel about certain things, and like gave my perspective. And he took those to heart. His angle is very interesting because it shows the overall nature of the people surrounding Birdie and the actions of Birdie at large. I think it's a very interesting video, okay? I am very interested. I've been waiting for this video to drop forever. And then, after this video, Nick Nobody, the GOAT, other than, you know, Kiwi and Smokey. I like Kiwi and Smokey. So far, Smokey and Nick Nobody and Lemur and all those guys in, like, you know, the bigger lolcow detractor sphere of stuff, they've been nothing but cool to me. I absolutely love Nick. The short conversations I've had with Nick, he's a very nice man. And we were talking about his items video coming out. And I'm so ready for this video. I was watching a few minutes of it. And again, I did not know that Anissa Jomha defended Lionmaker. So we're going to watch this video too today. But let's get into Birdie content. You know, none of these people, Noid, you would like Nick. You would like Nick, no, buddy. You would like Nick.
Seriously sick of this drama.
Said just give me a moment, okay? Tell me it's either yes or no. I just need a moment. It's go. Yes. Please or go no. Upstairs. You're gonna know.
And yes, I do acknowledge that it was wrong to include a 9-year-old OC in 2 of the drawings.
We're already starting off strong. Jesus Christ. Bro, they were so young doing this shit and like nobody stopped them. It's like, it's so gut-wrenching because like you want to feel sympathetic to Birdie at one point, right? Where it's like she was 13, you know, she got 100,000 subscribers and all this other shit. And then you remember all the horrid shit that they did as a kid and then you immediately stop feeling sympathetic. Like you have a moment of like humanity where you're like, you know what? Maybe I can feel sorry. And then 3 seconds later, you hear shit like that and you're like, you know what? No.
And if I ever do draw NSFW again,
Just go, okay?
I also understand that some of the things I've done are genuinely unforgivable.
Yeah, let's read some of these. Let's read some of these.
I also understand.
Let's read some of these real quick. Okay. I warn you, I regret this awfully. I generally have no fucking idea why I did that. When I was 13, I was being manipulated by Maddie. Okay. I have no effing idea why. But when my family left the house, I tried to make Chara do things to me. So this is the DM of them admitting that they tried to get the ferret to give them oral. Let's just read this out to you again. So I'm blank upset at 13-year-old me. I didn't even go through with it. I was so ashamed. I don't abuse animals. That's a lie. We saw you throwing the goddamn ferret around like a whipping toy. Like, come on. That's a lie.
Yay, I'm sick of this drama too, and I acknowledge the power of autism as my shield for excesses. Now excuse me, I'm in the middle of something sticky.
Gross. Why would you donate that? Thank you for the 5. I don't even know what country that is. Thank you for whatever that currency is. Let's see here. I don't abuse animals. Lie. It was one-time thing, which, like, I have said no effing idea why I did that. Why? I love Chara so much. No, you don't.
Birdie
You never
challenge.
did. You never
Walking
loved
through a
Chara.
pet store
You
without
abused
getting
Chara. Like, what are you
Difficulty,
talking about?
impossible.
What are you talking about? I would never do that now. She's like a daughter to me. I never do that again, that poor girl. I thought I'd take this secret to my grave, but now you know how much I trust you. So now will you tell me yours? I think that's crazy. Swiss money, bro. Oh, thank you for the Swiss money. I like the Swiss. You're very interesting people. I like the Swiss. I want to go to Sweden one day, or Switzerland. I want to go there, wherever you people are. Wherever Hitler's wet dream is existing. Let's see here. I thought I'd take the secret to my grave. This is like a crazy sentence. Like, this is not a secret you should be telling anybody, I'll be honest with you. But, like, I'm glad that you did, so people can try and take the ferret away from you, you freak.
And that some of the things I've
Yeah, like, please respond is a crazy ending. Yeah, I attempted to molest my animal. Please respond.
done are genuinely unforgivable. And if you
Let's see here. You are either not being true to me and are saying this look cool to be defensive. 2, you aren't exactly sure how to describe it and just say that you don't really feel any guilt. But I still think in a worst case scenario, you would feel guilt. For example, letting your sister get blanked and murdered and not doing anything about it when you were fully able to prevent it. Why would you truly not feel any guilt if you are able to just block it out like that? If you are able to, then. 3, you have antisocial personality disorder. Basically, you're a sociopath. Oh, God, children trying to diagnose other children. Great. Once again, the reason I have concluded this is because a regular human mind cannot just block out guilt and be done like that. It's not possible for a person without some sort of disorder or just be able to do that. So let me ask a question as a form of a final test. Be honest. If something truly horrible like that happened to your sister and you were fully able to stop it, just did it for some reason, would you feel guilt? I don't know. But in that case, I probably want to feel guilty, so no. I wouldn't want to feel guilty, so no. What a response. Hey, if your sister gets raped and murdered, would you feel guilty? Well, I would just choose not to feel guilty. I don't want to feel that. Like, that's insanity.
feel uncomfortable or unsafe reviewing my content because of that.
Oh my God, more Toastify. I hate when you start DMs. I've already kind of printed out a picture of Rib Chilla's face and taped it to my wall. And now I talk to her every day. Oh, okay. I always make sure to say good morning and good night to her. Oh my God. If I don't talk to her enough, I feel super bad. And please promise me you're not telling anyone this. So it's you compensating for your lack of her. I'm not. Yeah, I guess. Big other. But this version doesn't think I'm weird. She actually loves me too. I always make sure to call her names like sweetie and darling, and I kiss her sometimes. So it's not Hannah. It's your ideal RC. Yeah, I guess. So if you haven't caught on to what I just read there, Birdie basically printed out a photo of somebody and like had a shrine dedicated to them and kissed them and shit. It's fucking weird.
You don't have to stick around.
This absolute disgusting monster. Oh, hey! I recognize that voice. I think you're pretty mature for your age. That's one of the reasons I've considered you as a viable option for a partner. I forgot about this DM. Holy shit. You don't seem like the kind of person who would give up when things get hard. No! That was to a person 2 years younger than them. The funniest part of this is like Birdie would call the person that they said was their groomer 2 years older than them, and then Birdie did the exact same thing to someone else and said that they aren't a groomer. It's so ridiculous. They're all kids, but like Birdie would call one person a groomer for doing the same thing that they were doing at the same age range. It's like...
Because of that, you don't have to stick around.
This absolute disgusting monstrosity. Damn, that walks among humanity. I feel like I'm really kind of just selling it right there. That's so good. Yas, current mood. I could actually find out Ribchill's address. Wait, what? Probably, but I have to do math and research it to figure it out. I'm just too lazy right now. Oh, what would you do if you had to do it? If you had it. It did have it. I might try to send her something in the mail, like some of my blood. What
I
the
don't remember this Predator movie.
What? Okay, that's new information. I'm sorry. They wanted this person's docs to send them blood in the mail. Did these things to these kids and oh god, here we go. So far, as you know, I have a folder about her that contains 2,000 items. I have a picture of her face taped to my wall that I talk to every day, and I have the comic, a rape comic, but I've also made a Rib Chills plushie. I once wrote Heimguts' name on my hand with little orange hearts around it to prevent myself from cutting into my skin. I've made a new Sophia Luigi 7 account to escape from Rib Chills knowing about the new one, but she found out I made an alt. So I got one of my friends to set up a decoy so she believes that the fake is the real one. This is fucking insanity. Ew. I hate this so much. Also, why does a donate icon look like... I don't know. Don't tell her. There's probably more I've forgotten about, but I get more ideas for what I could do each day, and it's slowly starting to get worse and worse, I can tell. Jesus. I regret falling into the Birdie rabbit hole. These kids.
The history of the user known as Birdie is one of the most disturbing cautionary tales to be found online.
I can agree with that sentiment, like, right off the bat. Every time I look deeper and deeper and do updates or look at new information, it just makes me go down like a depression spiral. This shit is not normal. I feel bad for Dickers, okay? If somebody wants to tell Dickers for me real quick in his chat, Dickers, whatever you do, don't go deeper, okay? Don't go deeper, bro. Don't look up the threads. Don't look up the dice stuff. Just don't go deeper, bro. Just stay here. Trust me, bro. You don't want to go deeper.
Though you may have only heard of him recently due to his friendship and fallout with the infamous animator Cinebear 03, his history goes far, far beyond that. Birdie's online career started back in 2017 in the animation meme community on YouTube.
This community needs to die, okay? It needs to be shot down from the sky like a fucking pigeon, like a clay pigeon with a shotgun. We need to turn this community inside out and burn it from the tip down, bro. This is a disgusting, vile community. I hate the animation meme community. I hate it with everything that I have.
And by age 13, he had gathered nearly 100,000 subscribers. But the sudden interest wasn't as much from art as it was the constant cycle of drama, petty disputes between middle schooler artists, often mixed with dark adult themes, and aired out for the public to see. An entire web of depraved private roleplays, breakups, threats, doxing campaigns. And Birdie stood at the center of this web for years, both on the receiving end of these attacks and just as much a perpetrator of it. As the years rolled by, this Lord of the Flies model only got more convoluted and extreme.
What a way to describe it, Lord of the Flies model. How else, to be realistic, that is actually an amazing way to describe this community. It really is just Lord of the Flies. It's like one of them gets popular and then they start like a weird cult dynamic and they're all trying to murder each other and stab each other in the back and use each other for different kinds of horrible shit in their life. It's like, oh my god.
And since then, no one has successfully attempted to put the story together. The accepted narrative today is that Birdie was wrongly cancelled for basically nothing. But
yeah, just a robot tried to do that.
How true?
Don't forget that Jar at one point tried to say that Birdie was unjustly ran out of the community.
Does that really ring?
Remember what Jar said?
This is
Jar. Okay, Jar, I know you watch everybody. Jar, buddy, pal, friend, autistic brotherin. Can you drop that Boblax interview already? Like, what are you doing? It's taking too long.
Is the sordid history of Birdie. What we know about Birdie's early life and much of the information about his family comes from Birdie's own accounts over the years. It's worth noting that throughout his online presence, he's been an incredibly unreliable narrator.
Yes, an incredible liar. Liar. Horrid creature. Like, it's not even an unreliable narrator. It's just a straight, blatant, fucking malicious actor.
With his claims about others having little to any evidence, whilst the claims against him are backed up with piles of proof.
$5 compensation. Thank you,
$5 compensation for you sitting
Thank
through
you,
this
Go.
mind drain.
Mutant Spotted is crazy.
At least in this case, there's not much evidence you could really get for personal familial issues, and some of the claims against his family have been supported by his siblings. Regardless, please take what is presented with a pinch of salt. Birdie was
Seriously, like super pinch, like tiniest of pinches imaginable.
born on September 22nd, 2004, to a family in the state of Washington. He was born female at birth.
You know what's great is that they weren't born in Virginia. It seems like a lot of lolcows come from Virginia. I'm glad this one came from Washington. Fuck your state.
But later,
What does Washington even do? You have Seattle, which was overrun by Antifa goons. What do you provide to the United States, Washington? Nothing. You have a terrible NFL franchise.
transitioned and took the name of Jack. Right from the beginning, troubles were awry, as Birdie once claimed he almost died during his birth, encountering complications.
I'm not gonna say it. 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 It's obvious, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
He would soon grow to become the middle child of 7 siblings, with a few of them even being wrapped up into Birdie's online antics, most particularly his younger sister Alvina. If the sheer number of siblings that Birdie has alarms you, it may be because Birdie describes his parents as being obsessed with sexual topics, along with being conservative, Trump-supporting racist, sexist, homophobes.
See, the thing is that what Toastify told me before this video dropped, I don't know how Birdie's mom could be a conservative, Trump-supporting, and sexist. With the shit that I now know about Birdie's mom. That sounds like the most non-conservative individual on planet Earth, but okay.
Transphobes, anti-vaxxers, and conspiracy theorists.
I absolutely love the list that they gave their parents. A conservative, Trump-supporting, sexist, transphobic, homophobic, racist, bigot, Nazis.
Not all these claims can be confirmed, and it really seems like rattling off a checklist, but
It's not just a checklist. They're just using buzzwords so that people feel sorry for them. I'm more harsh to the Birdie drama than I think most people are, but it's just buzzwords. They're just making shit up.
can say with some certainty that Birdie's mom is a definite nut job. Pictures from a public Facebook account show her obsession with private parts, as she even kept glass statues of them around the house.
Do you think, question, to anyone who has a conservative mother or father, do any of your conservative parents have glass cutouts of vaginas and cocks around their house? Because I grew up in a conservative household. There were no depictions of glass vaginas all around my house. Or cocks. That doesn't sound like a conservative parent to me. But okay.
Many view this as a reason why, as you'll soon see,
Oh wait,
statues
you need
with
to
Facebook
listen to
account
this.
show her obsession with private parts, as she even kept glass statues of them around the house. Many view this as a reason why, as you'll soon see, Birdie was discussing adult topics, including sexual ones, in a really descriptive and often violent manner at a young age. Birdie's mother also had a relationship with a different man before meeting Birdie's father, and at some point before 2021, apparently cheated on him with 2 other men for foreskin pictures.
I'm sorry, what?
Before 2021, a relationship with a different man before meeting Birdie's father, and at some point before 2021, apparently cheated on him with 2 other men for foreskin pictures.
Who? Women, I have a question to pose to the women in the chat. Grown women, okay? Would you cheat on your significant other for foreskin pictures? Like just the foreskin? Not even the dick, just the foreskin. That's
causing a definite rift in his parents' relationship. Birdie explained that his parents fought pretty often and almost separated in 2018. We know that they weren't well off, even aside from relationship struggles,
They
considering
need to stop having fucking kids is what they need to do. If they're broke, they need to stop having children. What is with poor people and having multiple kids?
that his mom never had a job, and his dad quit his job at Taco Bell at some point when
Wait.
Birdie was living with them.
Wait a minute, her dad worked at Taco Bell? Just know, in like the mid-2000s, you may have gone to Taco Bell in Washington, and you might have gotten an order from Birdie's dad. You may have gotten an order from Birdie's dad. You may have had the guy who helped Birdie be birthed in the world make your burrito supreme.
Because of this, it's likely the family is just living off benefits.
The
Something that
foreskin
adds
was
to this idea
foreshadowing.
is that Birdie's mom would supposedly give bad reviews to psychologists who wouldn't diagnose her children with the disability she wanted. So
That sounds like something that would make sense. Like a mother that is constantly hypochondriac. They want to keep forcing their kids to be diagnosed with something, and then that leads over to the kids. I could see that. But, like, where I can see that, it doesn't change Birdie's actions, you know? Like, even though the mother probably implanted that early, it's up to Birdie as an adult now to, like, push through that and not repeat the same mistakes the mother did. But okay. That's just me.
Considering my mom cheated on my dad 'cause he cheated on her first, it's highly possible Birdie's mum did so for that. Personally though, nah.
Fair.
just autism, and kept changing doctors until she got sacked.
I will not look at Birdie's Kiwi Farm page on stream. Do you want to know why? Because there's uncensored, like, fucking photos of self-harm on there. I'm not going... I've looked at the Birdie Kiwi Farms page. I will not pull it up on stream.
Satisfactory results. It's possible she was looking for a specific diagnosis so that the family could qualify for more benefits. Because of this, it puts into question the things Birdie was diagnosed with as a child. Now, Birdie has directly accused his parents of abuse. However, what's real and what's fake is really hard to discern. Birdie's definition of it extends from "they turned my Wi-Fi off" to alleging physical, verbal, and sexual wrongdoing, which the parents have denied.
Which there's no proof of that. It's just Birdie's word. And then we do have proof of them trying to cut off the internet and Birdie saying that that was abuse. Again, I'm going to say again that there shouldn't this you can't categorize turning off someone's internet as abuse. You can't do that.
It's hard to tell whether they were too harsh that they pushed Birdie away to the internet, or too passive by letting him run free on it. At times, they did genuinely take Birdie offline because they knew something was wrong. However, Birdie seems to paint them out as utter psychopaths who would even watch videos that people made about him on the living room TV. Forgive me for not believing.
I don't believe that. You're telling me that your parents would watch hate videos on you on the living room television? Really? Really? I don't believe that for a second. That's so stupid. No parent is going to watch hate videos on you. Regardless of my child to push through it, unlearned toxic behaviors, Jack should have done the same. He's always been capable of it. Well, he's not. Obviously, he's not capable of it. Like, imagine if Bob Chandler and Barbara would watch hate videos on Chris Chan. That's like the equivalent.
That. It's likely the parents were neglective to a certain degree.
I can
Some
agree
of
with
Birdie's
that.
siblings have stated the same, and CPS has been called on the house a few times. The parents are definitely not completely innocent. When it comes to Birdie's schooling,
That's
you'd
fair.
think the string of bad luck would have ended there. But it turns out that not only were his parents abusive, but also apparently his teachers were as well.
Of
Due to his
course.
diagnosis of autism,
Of course, his teachers were abusive. His grandmother was abusive. His parents were abusive. None of that. I can maybe say, yeah, the parents might have just been incredibly neglectful, or they didn't understand like what they were going through and they didn't know how to handle it. I can agree to that. Doesn't give Birdie an excuse though. Not at all. Don't even like try to argue with me on that. But I don't believe the teachers. I don't believe that the teachers were abusive. I don't believe that their grandparents were abusive, because Birdie's attempt at showing that the grandparents were abusive was them trying to help them. Like, I don't believe that.
and issues functioning in a regular
Yeah, their grandparents literally offered them a free beach house to live in, alone.
classroom, Birdie was in a sort of special classroom from ages 9 to 11. He claims that during this time, his teachers would lock him in an empty isolation room, similar to sensory deprivation.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry. In Washington? Really? I don't believe that for a second, that a Washington public school would lock you in a retard room. I don't believe that. The South doesn't even do that anymore. I know it was like the early 2000s, but like, I don't think people were locking people in retard rooms in the early 2000s in Washington, of all places. But okay.
From not doing anything when he tried to choke on his hair, to being careless and giving him bruises and scratches whilst restraining him, Birdie pretty much describes his teachers as awful people, and even had plans to kill them. Plans that went so far that the police apparently got involved. And
Now that happens, I'm pretty liberal part of Canada. They did that to my brother in 2010. Really? I don't remember anything like that. Like, there were special ed kids in my class, but I never saw them get put into a retard room. I've never seen that before.
that would not be the only
The retard room is crazy. Like, what else am I supposed to describe it as?
time. According to Birdie, when he was around 11 years old, he went on a rampage destroying his sister's bedroom, ripping things apart and such. His parents then retaliated by
Maybe I'm wrong. That just sounds like something that would happen in, like, the 40s.
attacking him, and Birdie defended himself by attacking his father with a
Would you say that the bus you rode to school was short, Chris? No, Spondyle. I wouldn't be saying that. When there's a guy like you that pays for a Switch with no games on it and then soys out over it, you know, I feel like one of us is severely more autistic than the other one. But okay, buddy, we'll let you have that. Also, Spondyle never says anything nice to me. He called me stale and said that Cameron's more of a fucking loser than I am. I actually appreciate Spondyle for that. Thank you, Spawn. I appreciate just being stale and not being as bad as Cameron, because Cameron's a fucking loser. I appreciate you, Spondyle.
fork and drawing blood. The main thing that
They're
stays
called isolation rooms? Too bad. I'm calling them retard rooms.
consistent with this story is the use of a fork as a weapon, and his presence was stretched to him rebranding his channel in 2019 to be Around Forks. This whole fork stabbing incident led to Birdie being in police
Bob Chandler's spirit lives on in Birdie's parents.
True. Dude, you know what like makes me laugh is like the fucking idea that there's literally another Chris Chan in the world. Like this is on track with the Chris Chan stuff. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Did I miss something?
with this story is that
I
by
missed
attacking his
something.
father with
What?
such, he was around 11 years old, and he got involved, and that had plans to kill them. Plans that went so
What?
far that the police apparently got involved.
My plan.
A teacher once had a stroke in front of me and no one told my parents, meaning they had to find out from me, the 8-year-old. It's highly possible, Chris.
I don't know about the retard room thing. My plan was that when she left work, I would climb into the trunk of her car, bring a butter knife with me, something blocked out, wait for her to drive home, and get out and stab my mom. I still can't believe I'm genuinely have Christophobia, whatever the fuck that means. I became so insane from being there that I planned on murdering one of the teachers. I made an entire plan to follow her home and bring one of my knives with me so I could stab her. He's saying he's scared of the color orange. How can you be afraid of the color orange? And also, a butter knife isn't going to stab anybody. Butter knife ain't going to do it.
And that would not be the only time. According to Birdie, when he was around 11 years old, he went on a rampage destroying his sister's bedroom.
Wait, hold on. They mean, what did you do? Wait, what did you do that got you nearly arrested? I think I destroyed everything in my sister's room, and I made my dad's forehead bleed. I don't remember why. All I remember is I got really angry over something. I had to sit in a police car for 30 minutes, and later a police officer said that if I got the police called on me 2 more times, I'm going to jail, Juvie. And I remember I had to go to a police station for something. I don't remember. This all happened when I was like maybe 10 or 11. Oh my God.
Still blaming Trump.
True.
Smiley face emoji.
Nearly arrested. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, wow. That's violent as hell, but good thing you weren't arrested. Well, technically they were arrested. They just weren't booked.
Ripping things apart and such. His parents then retaliated by attacking him, and Birdie defended himself by attacking his father with a fork and drawing blood. The main thing that stays consistent with this story is the use of a fork as a weapon.
Well, for me, I tried stabbing my parents with a fork.
And his presence was stretched to him rebranding his
Wait, what is this? I've never seen this before. Okay, so I have to put this here so I don't get yelled at. 1, this isn't a vent. I wanted to remake the original one, which was a vent, because the song Will Commit Wolf Murder has become my favorite song recently, so the original vent is really important to me and has a special place in my heart, because it was one of my first instances of showing intense interest in the song. This isn't meant to dig up any old drama. I stopped talking about this stuff publicly months ago. That's totally a lie.
This is extortion!
Jesus.
Birdie is a perfect combination of every single transphobic stereotype pushed by conservatives rolled into one degenerate YouTuber.
Am I gonna argue with that statement? No. I'm not gonna argue with it. Let's see here. Where am I? Please, I'd really like to move on with my life, but as you can see, for the amount of effort I put in, I'm very passionate about the original vent. 2, Pumpkin doesn't represent my ex anymore, nor any of the memories. They're just characters now, which I'll be using very sparingly unless something calls for it, like I did Animation did. I think Carol's dead. Okay, I'm doing it now. Weird. Fuck Chris Chan. That guy is an angel compared to this Birdie thing. Well, Birdie never fucked their dementiated mother and shoved a medallion up their asshole. So, like, I feel like Chris Chan's still, like, in a league of his own, but that's just me.
Channel in 2019.
I weirdly believe Chris Chan's still in a league of his own. Okay? Birdie's like it's on its own island, and I put Chris Chan on his own island. I can't really power scale them.
Maybe Birdie is Lucifer, Antichrist behavior.
Maybe. I did forget Birdie raped their ferret, too. Okay, we're gonna have to do a power scaling of Birdie versus Chris Chan one day. I'm gonna have to do a power scaling video of Birdie and Chris Chan to see which one's more powerful.
To be around forks. This whole fork stabbing incident led to Birdie being in police custody again, where he had to wait inside the back of a police car for an extended period of time, along with required therapy used to treat personality disorders. Aside from these 2 particular instances, Birdie's sister Alvina claims that as early as 2nd grade, when Birdie would have been 6 years old, he was already hitting the other children, and when
I'm sorry, he was doing what?
disorders. Aside from these 2 particular instances, Birdie's sister Alvina claims that as early as 2nd grade, when Birdie would have been 6 years,
he hit a baby when he was younger. Yeah, the police were called when he was in 2nd grade for hitting everyone, including my mom's newborn baby. What the fuck?
old, he was already hitting the other children, and when he was 9, he tried.
I'm so confused. I'm just going to leave a thumbtack under Alvina's pillow. What? Where did Obama go? Alvina, I hope Sailor sneezes on you. Jack, please stop. You promised you wouldn't get mad. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at her. When I was like 5, Birdie tried to suffocate me. He dragged me to school once and my clothes ripped. Okay, so, yeah.
To suffocate Alvina herself,
Jesus
despite him
Christ.
saying he viewed her as
Okay, I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. I take back the whole power scaling joke. At least Chris Chan didn't, like, try to choke out and punch babies. You know?
his favourite sibling. It's worth noting that Birdie denies his accusations from Alvina, but like I said, he has a history of lying. This is likely why Birdie was not allowed in a regular school setting.
What is this? I don't know if it was actually an emo phase. I only know I was just very edgy. Oh, God. They're gonna get over there anyways.
Extortion!
What?
Slightly off topic, but what's the update on Cloud Palace? It's been weirdly quiet since the mosquitoes crash out.
It's been quiet because there's so much to dig through. There is a team of people that is currently like digging up the worst shit that they can find. I haven't checked on it in a few weeks. I'm probably gonna check on it this weekend. Kind of put some stuff together. Maybe I can start leaking shit for shits and giggles. But that's my update so far. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting so far.
I'm no psychologist, so I can't say anything definitive about this all.
I didn't even read this. They're gonna get over there anyways, and I feel like it's better that they experience the shitstorms earlier. Oh, what kind of edgy? As I already mentioned in the thing, I drew art of me killing someone. I made this whole comic about this self-insert character who gets adopted by, like, these lesbian ghost vampire things. I'm sorry, you lost me at the sentence lesbian ghost vampire things. And they go out and kill people, and I was edgy. Did they just try to stop you? I don't know. After I drew me killing someone, I think I got put into therapy. Man, I can't imagine why. As much as I hate to say it, there's some radical aspect to it which needs to carry on, only stronger. If they were going to stop you, they should have done it in a way that would have annoyed you enough for you to get disillusioned. Well, what did the therapy actually do?
But I think it's clear that Birdie has been unstable since he was a child. However, it's also worth noting that
I don't know! You gotta be kidding.
despite growing up in these same conditions, none of Birdie's siblings turned out the same way. It's a big thought of nature.
Thank you for the gifted membership, by the way, Ad in Somebody. Memberships are very important to the channel. If the viewership's good and we hit the goal today, we will do it after show, even though the weather's really nice outside. And I got a pool now.
Versus nurture. All this information about Birdie's childhood
I've been spending so much time outside the past few days. I just want to stream.
comes from a variety of sources, including himself, his siblings, and his parents. It's likely the truth is a blend of a lot of these claims. During the time Birdie was in school, he would begin to look for distractions in the form of the internet. His dad had recently bought him his own laptop, and
This is the mistake of the father. Mistake of the dad. Just right off the fucking bat. You bought your mentally ill child a laptop, you already lost the parenting award.
taught him the basics of MS Paint. On August 23rd, 2015,
Yeah, I know. My neighbor bought like one of those big fuck off inflatable pools because we have a lawn. And all my neighbors like go outside when it's like really nice out every day. And we just set up like a grill, we set up lawn chairs, we set up a fire. We got like a big we got like a what is it? We got a big pool and shit. We invite the neighbors over every time. It's nice. It's really nice now. We got a whole setup going. We even set up a projector in the front lawn for movie nights for the weekend.
the Birdie YouTube channel was created, and it would begin posting soon after. But initially, the channel didn't go under the name of Birdie or anything related to that. It was first called FoxyLover87,
What a why? It's just come on.
reflecting his love over the at the time brand new indie game Five Nights at Freddy's.
No! Five Nights at Freddy has ruined so many children. I blame Undertale, Five Nights at Freddy. I blame Minecraft.
Downplaying it!
Thank you for the gifted membership, Zalted. And I blame Sonic the Hedgehog. I blame all of those that have ruined children. FNAF ruined another generation.
And one of its characters, Foxy the Pirate. The uploads from this time were usually
Hey, they like Foxy the Pirate? Isn't that Pyrocynical's favorite FNAF character?
low-quality drawings of
Fuck.
FNAF or My Little Pony characters on MS Paint, along with the occasional video of Birdie playing with toys from around the house. On the surface, it all seemed pretty normal for a kid his age. If you were to come across his videos from around then, they may even come off as cute and charming. However, when recounting this time in his life, Birdie talks about the darker side of his...
Yeah, what is this? I was an odd child. When I was 10, I watched Smile HD and Cupcakes HD and became obsessed with them because I really love violence for some reason. That is just... I can't believe I'm even hearing the words Smile HD and Cupcake HD in 2025. I can't believe I'm hearing that. Bro, I'm so old. They both still make me very happy to this day. I don't know why. What the fuck? Yeah, Smile and Cupcakes HD are almost legendary at this point. I don't know if you know, but the creator used to have a downloadable version that allowed you to mess around with the frames and backgrounds. Oh, that's cool.
Unrestricted and unmonitored time on the internet, adding that even back then...
No, Noid, you don't want to know. I used to be Foxy Fangirl, but I never showed it. But I wanted the Fox XO to rape them. I'm sorry, what? Can we... I used to be a Foxy Fangirl, but I never showed it. I wanted the fox to rape me, and it wasn't normal. How old were you? I think I was 10 or 11. There was also a possibility I was 9. I fucking hate this drama. I hate the Birdie lore. I hate the Birdie lore. I hate the Birdie lore.
And he tended to have fantasies of non-consensual nature about Foxy. This is...
I can't believe Toastify was able to get through this stuff.
Obviously alarming and foreshadows a history of degenerate behavior. The only real impact this time had on Birdie's channel, though, was that he would make one of his first original characters, a recolor of Chica from FNAF with a blue and yellow color scheme.
But that's not an
My
original
Little
OC.
Pony,
That's just
Sonic the
Chica.
Hedgehog, FNAF, and Homestar on a must atone for these sins.
True, Homestuck needs to die.
Called Polly.
Did you guys know that Birdie made a fan fiction of Penguin Zero being a fake surgeon that mutilated Birdie's genitalia? I'm sorry, what? What? How did Moist Critical get involved? Charlie, no!
This would grow to be Birdie's main character
Charlie,
and where the name Birdie came from. Eventually, at some point in 2016, Birdie grew to have a new interest that became the focal point of his channel.
It always gets worse. Like, I just get told things that makes me want to die, like even deeper. I just want to die. Poor Charlie.
And led to his early success. Like FNAF, this interest would be on a new indie game, one widely praised and adored on the internet, called Undertale.
Another game that is good, that it was overtaken by the most annoying fucking autistic people of all time. Another game that ruined a generation. Toby Fox is essentially a genocidist.
His love of the game went from viewing two of the game's characters, Sans and Papyrus, as imaginary friends that he would
For
feed
the
and take
gold
care of.
green heart emoji.
I'm so sorry. What? One time, I had an imaginary Sans and Papyrus, but they were both small kids. I think Papyrus was 5 and Sans was 7. They were my children, and I took care of them. I even pretended to share my food with them. Now, that's just an imaginary friend, okay? Like, let me be real. It's an imaginary friend, okay? You know? They're young. It's weird. Okay, it's weird, but they are a child. Okay? They are a child. They didn't say anything about rape. Okay?
At school, and when
11 is too old for an imaginary friend. But, like, at least they're not talking about raping them. Or being in a relationship with them. Okay?
went all the way to viewing Sans as his boyfriend.
And I was wrong. Being in a relationship with Sans at the... Okay. I tried so hard to be, like, mildly fucking charitable. Like, come on!
With all the animations and the specific focus and adoration on one character, Birdie had become part of an online phenomena of fangirling.
Am I the only one who noticed an increasing amount of hate going towards Sans fangirls? Yes, you're all insufferable. I feel like the bad ones give them all a bad reputation. I feel bad for each and every fangirl who's a victim of this. Dude, you are into a skeleton man from a video game. People really need to realize that every time they dislike their videos or leave a hateful comment, it makes a fangirl want to stop making videos altogether. When I was still a Sans fangirl, I actually considered suicide because of this. I'm fucking sorry. What? Because people said they don't like your Sans fucking bullshit? Like, you considered suicide? What the fuck? Ah! I'm not good to make fun of any type of fangirl, not even Lolly or Sugar Dream. Just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. You subscribe to my OnlyFans? I can't believe you found it. That's crazy. I'm going to apologize to them for hating them. If you don't like their videos, just simply leave their channel. You don't have to hate on them for doing what they love. Some of them may take it a bit too far with being a fangirl. All you need to do is politely ask them to take it down a notch. Some of them may be trolls, but that's not okay. Okay, I'm done reading
Specifically being a fangirl of Sans from Undertale. There was a mini fandom of people who shipped themselves with the character and animated themselves with him in various romantic ways. This fandom was a subdivision of the much larger animation meme community, a community based around making short, usually repetitive animations to clips of music. However, the Sans fangirl mini-fandom was actually predominantly ironic, made to make fun with kids obsessed with characters, as this was around the time where cringe culture was at its peak. Because of this, most accounts in the community were trolls, and the few who weren't tended to clash with the rest. Birdie and his friends would often receive and send killing videos.
I kill haters. I kill haters is a fucking video. Oh, I'm getting angry fangirls commenting on my video saying Sans belongs to them. Also, someone calls me a cringe furry. Yes, you're disgusting. I want to draw hate of me killing Pace the Gamer. She deserves it, though. What the fuck?
A phenomenon in the community where Sans fangirls would kill each other for his love. Despite this, Birdie continued posting about his love for Undertale.
I'm so sorry. So the subsection of the already small subsection of the animation meme community would make videos about murdering each other to get Sans' affection. I hate the internet.
And managed to make a good amount of fans and friends through his art and kind character. On the 30th of November 2016...
It's like Lord of the Flies over Sans, dude. Wait a minute! This is all on Google Plus? Who the fuck used Google Plus?
Birdie joined the now dead Google+, where most of the early information about him comes from. This would be Birdie's equivalent of Twitter, which he used extremely often throughout late 2016 and all of 2017. This was the main outlet for Birdie to communicate with his audience, including sharing more concerning sexual fantasies about Sans.
I'm scared. I finished writing a Sans x Birdie sin. I copy and paste it if you really, really want me to, but it probably won't because it's cringy. I hate it.
I may have been chronically online as a kid.
Be
but
proud
I
of
didn't end
yourself.
up like this.
Be proud of yourself, okay? I just found some Sans x me sin, so since my mom was gone, I flushed it down the toilet. What? I've been waiting to throw that away for months. This is weird.
Just like he did for Foxy, though most often he would use his Google Plus to vent to his audience. Much of the venting at first was about the hate he received online and how lonely it was, leading to many posts about him wanting to not be here anymore, if you get what
Jesus Christ.
I mean, all while
Nothing's changed in a decade.
he was just 12. However, these posts eventually turned to being about relationship troubles once Birdie started e-dating. Birdie's first recorded relationship was with another artist named Rosie the Rose in January of 2017, and the 3-month relationship mostly consisted of romantic drawings and posts. At some point, the Rosie account went inactive and stopped posting, leading to Birdie expressing his sadness and hurt on his Google Plus account. Once he got back into contact with Rosie, he was told that her account had gone inactive because she had gotten into a car crash and was in a coma, leading to Birdie posting about praying for her to get
What the
better,
fuck?
and even making an animation about it. Eventually, Rosie came back online, although what her explanation was in regards to the coma thing has not been archived. Shortly after this, Rosie claimed that she was going to have her electronics taken away in late March. Taking a step back though, nowadays we know that Rosie the Rose was never actually a real person. It was in fact a persona from a friend who had come out as non-binary to Birdie in 2016.
Wait, what? Hi, sorry, I wasn't on this account until today. I forgot I made this page, but here's some context. Back when me and Birdie were friends, before the Rosie alt came to be, I had came out to him as non-binary / gender fluid. Bublax? But he was heavily against the idea that his best friend was non-binary / gender fluid, and kept ranting to me about only 2 genders. Whoa! Birdie a transphobe back in the day? That's crazy. Which made me super upset. I vented to my friend and had a meltdown. Said friend was like, hey, what if we did this out of spite? So I was like, okay. So we both fabricated an entire person with a whole backstory and everything. Jesus Christ, these kids are malicious. During the end of Rosie era, where the persona was getting her electronics taken away, we decided to close the account and any alt accounts heavily associated. I had continued being friends with Birdie past the Rosie stuff, but in early 2018, he had cut contact with me because he thought I was trying to steal Charlie / Heim away. That's Heimguts. From him. That was the end of our friendship for good. TLDR, Rosie was made by 2 angered kids because another kid was being transphobic, basically a catfish.
16, and at the time Birdie did not understand or support the idea of that. So to take revenge, they made an entire account with a relationship with Birdie and a fake coma. Due to this entire failed relationship, along with the amount of hate Birdie had received, he began to take a step away from the Sans fangirl community, setting many of his Undertale related videos in private and getting rid of the Undertale reference in his username, feeling as if the whole community was ruined for him. This led to him entering the general animation meme community under the simple name of Birdie. The relationship between Birdie and Rosie officially ended in April of 2017.
What the fuck is that? Shit got edgy real fast. Is that a video of Birdie's OC stabbing the Rosie OC to death? Oh my god.
The fact that Rosie had been inactive since March. I guess Birdie was just waiting for her to return. The reason for it ending though, is because Birdie began to take interest in someone new. Someone who would become a big player in Birdie's first real drama.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait. I love the murder rape chart. I love the love chart. Fun fact, Birdie admitted transitioning so that Fontic would date them and change their appearance to look like an OC from an RPG game they were going to make about a kid getting raped. Okay, what the fuck?
By the time Birdie had transitioned out of being a Sans fangirl, his YouTube channel had already grown to over 4,000 subscribers, and this change of appealing to the outer animation community instead of just Sans fangirls proved to only increase his subscriber count. Birdie was gaining traction at a rate rarely seen before for people of his age, and at least at this point of time, it was because of his genuine talent in art. However, due to his rapid growth...
Talent in art? I know they were a kid, but like, come on. This is like shitty artwork for like a kid.
Age, it wasn't long until Birdie found himself in hot water. He obviously struggled with using his platform responsibly, still tending to use it as a place to vent out his private issues, but now with over quadruple the audience as compared to when he was airing out his issues with Rosie. I'm sure how you could see this quickly becoming a problem. The first real drama Birdie found himself in started out pretty innocently, when in March of 2017, around the time he...
Yeah, I'm really trying to understand, like, one specific aspect. Now, just, like... I don't get why all of these, like, people were so much into rape. Like, raping of OCs, raping of characters, raping of other creators. Like, I don't get how all these kids became, like, so rape-heavy. Like, is that even a term? Could I call it rape-heavy? Like...
Struggling with thinking that Rosie was in the hospital, he looked for videos to comfort him. He eventually stumbled across another animator that went by the name of Kitty Dog. Like Birdie, Kitty Dog was an animator who was popular in the animation meme community, and soon Birdie found himself binge-watching her videos. According to him, they were the only things that made him feel better at the time, and gave him the ever-so-needed comfort he was looking for.
To get toasted. Toastify URR style.
I imagine trauma and how fetishized it was at the time. I could see that, but, like... That's still insane. Like, that's just... It was like a whole community thing. It wasn't just like an isolated thing. Like, there were thousands of people that were just doing this shit.
It wasn't long until he began posting about Kitty Dog to his audience, starting out pretty normally with comments like, "I'm gonna watch Kitty Dog's first video," or "I stayed up all night watching Kitty Dog." Average tween fan behavior. But over time, Birdie began adjusting his art style to look more and more like Kitty Dog's and making fan videos. Then it moved to posts referencing his love for Kitty Dog in the next month. He made an entire alternate account dedicated to his love for her. His obsession with Kitty Dog only grew and grew and grew over the next few weeks, and so did his possessive nature.
Wait, what is this? I don't care. I need Kitty Dog to rape me or I'll die. What the fuck? Is there any possible way of getting Kitty Dog to rape me? Oh my god, what the fuck? They all must have watched Berserk with just a robot. They went out to that that canyon with just a robot and his scoutmaster. They looked at porn together.
Birdie was only one in an array of Kitty Dog fangirls who adored Kitty Dog in the same kind of way. But unlike most people in fandoms who unite on their love for something, Birdie despised everyone for trying to take away his true love, so to speak. The Kitty Dog obsession reached its boiling point in an infamous video on May 21st, 2017, posted by Birdie and titled "Pretty Little Psycho." In this video, Birdie is animated killing other so-called Kitty Dog fangirls, and it blew up for all the wrong reasons. The animation was certainly great for Birdie's age, but the idea that obsession over someone to the point of animating killing others was cringy and weird to the general public.
That cringy and weird is not the words I would say. I would say it's mentally ill. Like, this is not a normal thing that people do, is like put videos together talking about murdering other people just because their favorite influencer is friends with them.
Several people saw this and made parodies and cringe compilations, some of them being the Kitty Dog fangirls themselves, who had done literally nothing to get this unwarranted attack. So why such hostility from Birdie? Well, one piece of information that was mostly hidden from the public at the time was—
yeah, this is the million-dollar question, Noid. How was Birdie groomed by Kitty Dog? It was a 2-year age gap. They were not over the age of 18 that I am aware of. And Birdie called them a groomer, even though Birdie ended up, quote unquote, getting in a relationship with somebody 2 years younger than them, and then they said that they groom him. It's like ridiculous. You didn't go to VidCon? Why would I go to VidCon this year? Are you out of your mind? I'm not flying to fucking LA. I got other plans. I got way more fun shit to do than fucking VidCon.
Was that Birdie and Kitty Dog were in a relationship of sorts. They were friends behind the scenes and would often discuss sexual topics and—
well, okay, I want to read what that is.
Were in a relationship of sorts. They were friends—
Did you guys break up? I think. That means I have a big old chance to date you, but I can't. Why? I have cheating issues. I'm terrible. Same. If I dated you, you'd probably be hurt really bad, and I love you too much to subject you to a relationship with me. What the fuck?
Behind the scenes and would often discuss sexual topics and draw NSFW of each other's characters. This adds a lot to—
What the fuck? Stop with the furry porn!
Explain Birdie's outburst against these fangirls and his emotions being obviously motivated by much more going on than anyone knew. Kitty Dog herself never said anything publicly at the time regarding Birdie's whole situation, and issues only arose with her after she said that she wasn't really interested in Birdie anymore, and Birdie hated her. The two would be on and off over the next year or so, especially with Kitty Dog later making NSFW of Birdie when he wasn't comfortable with it. After the whole Kitty Dog situation, Birdie would make another alt account of his and decide to date it, that one being named Churro the Ferret.
I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. What? I'm fucking sorry. What? They made an alt account of themselves dating their ferret. That's new to me. That's fucking new to me.
Similar to his real pet ferret, Chara. Birdie's next relationship was with a person who is going to become integral—
Why you can't just... You, Toastify... You can't just say that they wanted to make an alt account to date their ferret. You can't just blow past that, dude.
Throughout this entire thing, a young 11-year-old animator by the name of Fontic, known later as Heimguts. Fontic was someone who'd been known by Birdie—
We're so close to the rape chart. You know what's funny is I want to corrupt Oreo to the Birdie drama just so he can see the "I love you" to "I want to rape and murder you" chart. I want him to see that. Should I just send Nick the rape chart, like, unprompted? Like, just a screenshot of the rape chart? Like, no context. Just shoot it over to him.
From back when they had less than 500
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get a whole fucking paragraph back to me.
subscribers, and back then they seemed to be fighting. But as they came into contact here, Fontic was a staunch fan and
Nick will be like, what are you doing? Like, why did you send me this?
defender of Birdie during
He's at VidCon.
his controversy with Kitty Dog. The two began dating as Birdie wanted Fontic to be their new Kitty Dog, and their relationship seemed normal, but Birdie's eye was already drifting towards another animator
Someone got charged for grape? No, nobody got charged for grape.
by the name of Sleepykin, or Twisted Doctor, one of the biggest in the animation
Wait, does Thuman know about the rape chart? the I love you to I'll rape you chart? Hold on, can we see? Deep Sea Monster, can you get me the rape chart? Can you get that for me? A point about this part. Birdie admitted to me in 2019 he did this for attention to start drama. The rape chart? The rape chart? They did that for attention? The rape chart. That is not something you want to do for attention.
their new Kitty Dog, and their relationship seemed normal, but Birdie's eye was already drifting towards another animator by the name of Sleepykin, or Twisted Doctor, one of the
Oh, the
biggest
Sleepykin stuff. Okay, so they did the Sleepykin stuff to fake that. Got it.
in the animation meme community at the time. Just like with Kitty Dog, the obsession with Sleepykin started from watching videos, and they soon became mutuals, but unlike Kitty Dog, the two never really had any meaningful interactions with each other. It's strange then that Birdie's feelings towards him were arguably more explicit, as seen by the
Well, according to Goat, who knows Birdie better than any of us, they're saying that they did this for attention.
Chicken Brent does not approve alternate account.
Can you rape me chart? No, they want to rape somebody else. Like their obsession chart about raping somebody. It's not that they want to be raped, it's that they want to rape somebody else.
Accessible only by Birdie and Fontic, Birdie would upload tons of sexual fantasies and NSFW art with his character and Sleepykin's characters, a fair few of them venturing into the topic of SA. Birdie's obsession with Sleepykin didn't even have private DMs to add sufficient context. It was
just
out
for
of nowhere
drama,
and
apparently.
plain creepy, as seen from the drawings, and we probably wouldn't have learnt of it had it not been leaked to the public. Sometime in early August, Birdie's Chicken Brent account was leaked and sent around, first to Sleepykin's at the time boyfriend, and then to the man himself. The leaker? None other than Fontic. After growing increasingly hurt and jealous at Birdie's love for Sleepykin more than him, and swallowed by peer pressure, he decided to forward the account to an anti-Birdie Discord server. It wasn't long before Sleepykin commented on the account.
I can't find it. Toastify shows it. Okay, if Toastify shows it. If Toastify shows it, Birdie rape chart. I'm pretty sure I posted it. Or like retweeted it. Birdie obsession chart? I think it's obsession. Yeah, I'm not gonna find it.
Publicly asking
You posted it, but that was months ago. Did I actually post the rape chart? Did I actually? What is wrong with me? Why would I do that? Why would I post the rape chart? I must be out of my fucking mind. No way. I can't find it. Okay, I'm gonna spend a second to find this because the rape chart is fucking insane. Okay, this is all flamenco stuff. I don't post photos on Twitter very often.
Birdie to please stop this, and that it's really weird to make drawings like this that trivialize SA. This entire thing would then erupt in the animation meme community as a major piece of drama, and Birdie eventually apologized. Quick little side note, I mentioned the distributors of the leaks as entire anti-Birdie servers made against a 13-year-old animator. Birdie's controversies, fights with critics, general cringy videos, and his delightful mentions of
It's a helpful tool to review rape.
murder and SA
Yeah, I'll send that to Nick. He'll have He knows a chart.
his work had all formed into a collective hatred for him. Some of this came from active groups, others came from a genre of videos known as Birdie rants, featuring kids around Birdie's age making videos with terrible microphones criticizing Birdie's actions.
Hey guys, I'm here to talk about...
Check DMs. I found something disturbing he did in regard to Heimguts lol. Why would you tell me that? Which DMs? You're talking about Discord? Okay, you're talking about Discord. What the fuck? I don't know if I can show this. I don't know if I can show that. I'm gonna be fucking real. I don't know if I can show that. I don't know if I can show that. All right. This is apparently artwork Birdie made of Heimguts. This is... What is this? Their faces are a reference from Charlie's older selfies, which is really fucking creepy and says a lot about the alias. Totally not being obsessed with Heimguts. Birdie drew this? I hate women. This is based on... Oh, so that's based on them using the CP as a drawing mechanism. Thank God there's no nudity in that. That's fucking horrifying.
Birdie dog. So, I just really need to put something out in the world that she's done. I don't want to be subscribed to a kitty dog copy because, like, that's boring, okay? I love kitty dog, I watch kitty dog all the time, but then when there's two kitty dogs, I'm not gonna watch both.
If you really don't believe that all this is
Guarding him safe from over the years, some shit I even forgot about, Jesus.
popular back then, consider that Birdie rant videos around this time would consistently get tens of thousands of views. And
No, it's not supposed to be CP. It's so basically, from what I understand, and Go Cato could correct me here. Yeah, so basically anytime you see any sort of artwork involving Heimguts' face or Heimguts' like character or anything, Birdie would use a reference of nudes that Heimguts sent them when they were a minor and like publicly post artwork using the nudes as like a trace or something like that. Like it's disturbing shit. It's absolutely disgusting. Like this is why I hate Birdie and I don't feel bad for them. Even though they did that as a kid, I don't feel bad for them.
this was the quality of it. Again, it shows that not only were the critics Birdie's age, but so was the audience.
Hello, it is Zur the Freaky here. So, I'm gonna do a rant against these two animators. If you know me, you probably see me comment on their videos
Shogun, I am constantly needing beers after covering Birdie drama.
a lot. It's Kitty Dog and Birdie. Personally, this is not based off any jealousy. Trust me, why would I want to be jealous of those guys?
Over the rest of the year, Birdie and Fontic's friendship wavered between love and hatred. They fought with each other after the leak, but later mended their issues and dated again in October 2017. Their dating ended in December, when Fontic broke it off because he felt he was straight, and in response, Birdie made a new channel named Strawberricks. On this channel, he would post events about Fontic, creepy posts, threats, Fontic's...
Wait, what threats? Like, I'm sorry, what did I miss? Me, I love everyone and everything. I love making people happy. Also me, I'm probably going to end up killing someone one of these days if I don't get a girlfriend in the next month. That's Christian level shit.
On this channel,
What is this one? Smiley face. Do Birdie have pee-pee? Die. Birdie don't even blank don't even blank remember commenting this. It was probably Thanos. I'm sorry, Bird. Fontic, you know what? Fuck you, Fontic. You made my life worse than it already was.
he would post events about Fontic, creepy post.
Where is the information in this? You're not a terrible girlfriend. Whatever you say, I will always love you. When I first said I liked you, I was lying. I'm fine. You starting to make me question what I'm thinking when you think that you're like, I don't know how to say that. Did I just find something about someone I was? Okay.
Threats,
What's the threat? Stop going past that.
Fontic. On this channel, he would post events about Fontic, creepy post,
Got a slicey. Come on now. Give me all you got. Quick, someone send me some gore images or something. Really disturbing. Don't ask why I need them. Doge Dust better wake up. Okay.
threats, Fontic's face docs, and incredibly violent fantasies about tearing Fontic's guts out. Fontic's face docs, and incredible.
We're gonna be here forever. Okay, but I was gonna go to sleep, but I thought of something really fucking disturbing that I just let me paste what I sent to one of my friends about the thing I imagined. Found it. Where do I send? Just copy it. Just put the link in the chat. I imagine me finding Fontic's address, getting her house somehow, and when she sleeps, I take a knife and rip her open. I take out all of her organs and start slicing them up, and then eating as many as I possibly can besides her intestines. Okay. Ain't linking the farms? Why? Just link the farms. I don't care. Farms is fine. I just need the photo. Like, I don't need the rest of the thread. Then when I'm done... eating most of her organs, I go to the bathroom in her house and I make myself vomit all of them up in her toilet without flushing it. Then when I come back to Fontic's dead body, I grab a chair or a table. I don't know what the fuck that means. I have some nice vent art that totally has effort. I'm so sad. Wait, Thuman, you can't leave. I need to show you the obsession to rape chart. I need you to see this. I need Thuman in particular to see this. Also, there we are. All right, we got the farms pulled up, boys. We got the farms pulled up. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Thuman, you better be watching. Okay, you better be watching, Thuman. There we are. I still see you in chat, Thuman. I know you're still watching. This is the obsession to rape chart that Birdie had for Heimguts. Okay. Yes, you should regret this. So let's start with the bottom of the chart real quick. Successful murder, attempted murder, wants to murder but is limited, wants dead, hate, disliked, mixed feelings, a fan, a friend, good friend, crush, love, boyfriend, a little creepy, over the top obsesses, wants to rape / kidnap / stalk, but is limited. Attempted rape, kidnapping, and stalking. Actual rape, kidnap, and stalking. Let's start with the first month of March. Okay, so March of 2017, they were a fan of Heimguts. In April of 2017, it went to a friend of Heimguts. Then it went to good friend in May. Then it moved up to boyfriend. Very sharp turn at the beginning of June, end of May. In the beginning of July, still boyfriend. Still boyfriend in August. In the beginning of August, a very steep decline into love. Then it went all the way down to I want to kill Heimguts. Let's keep moving here. That was beginning of August, end of August, early September. Then we randomly jump back up to love in September. Then we go, where are we here? Oh, we're between a friend and a fan in end of September, October. Then right here in October, we're in the boyfriend tier, another boyfriend tier. More of another I love tier, another I love tier. Then in December, we drop down to mixed feelings on Heimguts. Okay, very mixed feelings on them. You got me? So now, where are we here? Oh, we passed something. So where are we? Okay, so we're here. Now we're in this area, which is more or less like in June in the mixed feelings area. Then it skyrockets. The month after, to wants to rape, kidnap, or stalk, but is limited. Okay. Still in that area, month after that, then sharply declines to a friend. Totally normal. And then it goes down, back down here to mixed feelings. So, you know. This is a Shogun, how do you feel about the obsession to rape chart? How do you feel about this, chat? This is how you actually review rape. Birdie is the first rape reviewer.
Violent fantasies about tearing Fontic's guts out. To add to that, Birdie also made a series named Torturing Birdie about his obsession with Fontic, the first of many. All this harassment led to Fontic deleting his YouTube channel and temporarily retreating from the public eye. You might imagine all this drama and Birdie's reputation being buried in the dirt would have dragged on his subscriber count, but no, in fact it caused more people to
I've heard of a rape list, but a rape chart's a little much. Yeah, I know, crazy, right?
subscribe and tune in for the chaos. Birdie's animations and potential as a young artist was a springboard, but the location that he had launched himself into was completely unknown territory. By December 2017, he was nearing 100,000 subscribers, all gained within
Which is crazy that a 13-year-old at this age reached that level of popularity that early into the internet. That is crazy. We can all admit that that is a crazy fucking thing, but they were already crazy before this.
1 year, a rate of growth never seen before, especially for someone who only turned 13 in September of that year. It was a recipe for disaster. During the start of 2018, two more significant players would enter the Birdie drama scene, whereas Fontic began life as a
You ruined my whole day, Chris. Good. I was doing just fine before this thing existed. Well, you're the one that needs to still upload the FCK video. So, like, what are you doing in my chat?
stalker Birdie fan, Doge Just was the complete opposite, starting out as a hater of Birdie who ran animation projects about killing his character. However, over time they began to warm to Birdie and then began a relationship with him. This one wouldn't last long. Doge just says that he went in the relationship because he felt pity. So to get out of it, he faked ending it all, with the assistance of Fontic. Doge Just and Fontic would become friends from then onwards, and Doge Just also threatened and doxed Birdie. If you're wondering, this is the person who Birdie's talking about in an infamous livestream he did when his mom confronted him on why he'd given their address out.
Could you go upstairs? I'm in the middle of something. Mom, go away.
No, I want to know.
Please.
I haven't heard the mom call yet. That's interesting, because we heard the dad. I don't think I heard the mom.
Go.
Infamous livestream he did when his mom confronted him on why he'd given their address out.
Yeah, so recognize that Birdie on multiple occasions gave out their address. We talked about this, but I wanted the call, and I didn't know it existed.
You go upstairs. I'm in the middle of something. Mom, go away.
No, I want to know.
Please.
On Discord.
I'm in the middle of
No, I
something.
want to know.
I'm.
Give our address to somebody.
Shut.
Did you?
Please.
No, the dad call was in the Lord Crust video, I believe. The dad call was in there, not the mom that I'm aware of. Maybe I'm wrong.
There are people here.
I need
I've covered Birdie so much, it all just blends together.
to know if you did that.
I will tell you after this stream.
No,
Okay?
not after now.
Mom, just.
Dad's up there right
There
now.
are people watching this.
I need to know if you gave our address to anybody on the internet.
Did you just hear someone whimper? What the fuck was that?
Just
Watching.
answer the question.
Why do you need to know?
Did you or didn't?
Why do you
Because
need
that
to know?
is against the rules
It's both. Okay, thank you for reminding me. It's been a while.
of our
It
internet.
was a long time ago.
when
I don't know, but it was.
Yeah, it was a long time ago that I doxed our address, Mom, to people that hate us.
need to know.
Could you please go
the internet
upstairs?
dad's shutting it off right now.
Hold on! Hold on!
You need to be
Stop,
honest
please.
with me.
Wait.
Did
Just
you
go
give our
upstairs.
address to anybody?
Oh, this is off so
Put
much.
that online, our
I
address.
said just give me a moment, okay?
Tell me it's either yes or no.
Mom, I just need.
Wait. They're trans, right? ChrisTheNarc. I
That was
said
a
a
long
pattern
time
of
ago,
Keffels is gone
with the
now.
exact
You need to
same
fill
tone
the
as
void. I
Syrup's
understand
limo.
you're chasing waves.
Need a moment.
It's
Go.
yes
Please
or
go
no.
upstairs. You're gonna know.
It's yes or
People
no.
are watching this.
And if you did, we call the police right now, and they're gonna come take all this.
Mom,
That's
you
illegal.
go.
That's
you
illegal.
go.
Tell me if you did.
Mom, just one moment.
You did,
Please.
didn't you? The truth.
One moment.
Just tell me.
Please.
You're not understanding.
I don't know how this is abuse when the mom's like, hey, did you give our fucking address away? To be honest, the mom should have just turned off the computer. They should have just turned off the computer. They should have done that. To be fair, I guess. Yeah, and I remember Cinebear was friends with them at the time, and Cinebear was in this call.
No, you don't.
Our
It wasn't
rules.
Why is this recorded? They were live when this happened, apparently.
recently at
How
all. It
long
was a long.
ago?
How am I supposed to know? It was
How am I supposed to know is crazy. Maybe not give your address out to random people on the internet, you know? Like, just Just a thought.
I don't know.
I want you to finish talking to your friends, and then you come upstairs and talk to Dad and I.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I
you
need
gave our last name away,
That's enough.
and now our
Go
That's enough. What are you talking about? You gave all their info away.
upstairs. Go.
Don't.
Just go, okay?
That's
In an unrelated situation around this time, Birdie's private NSFW drawings of his character Polly were leaked in March 2018. Again, rather than concern about Birdie's behaviour at this age, the leak instead sparked up accusations of pedophilia towards Birdie, considering that he had said his character was 9 years old. Others accused Birdie of being an attention seeker, and purposefully leaking this to fulfill that. Tons of messages were brought up of Birdie being into SA and using it as a backstory for his characters, even lowering the character's age to purposefully sexualize it.
Oh, ew, what the fuck? If Birdie is 12 years old and I sexualize her, like, does that make her lolly or something? Oh my god.
The community-wide perspective was now one of keeping away from Birdie and not giving him anything. The other new player inside Birdie's story was Toxikai, a 17-year-old edgy doxer who was threatening to take down the entire animation meme community. Birdie and Toxikai entered a relationship in early 2018.
I'm so sorry. What? So there's a doxer that was hell-bent on destroying the animation meme community, and they ended up dating Birdie. I hope... You're not doing that well if you're dating Birdie.
Which was most likely grooming, considering the 4-year age difference.
Oh,
and
what?
Relationship in early 2018, which was most likely grooming, considering the 4-year age difference. Unfortunately, nobody in the community at the time would pick up on the relationship's problematic nature, and Birdie
How old was this guy?
ended up being the one criticized for dating Toxikai, instead of anyone worrying about Birdie being taken advantage of.
That's fair. I'm not even gonna give... That's actually a fair assessment. If this guy was an adult, like, dating a fucking minor and grooming them into behaviors and shit. Like, he's 21 now or back then? Birdie lied about his age. What?
2 days after Birdie and Toxikai broke up, Birdie's channel of 98,000 subscribers was
He was only 1 year older. What?
flagged down and terminated. 2 years of work, a meteoric rise rarely ever seen, and it was all gone.
I think Toxikai was 14 instead of 17, so Birdie lied about their age.
Toxikai certainly played a part in this, and was the one to start flagging Birdie's channel first, but Birdie also suspected Dojejust and Fontic to be involved. Apparently at some
thank you
point
for the
Toxikai
clarification.
stopped flagging the channel, but Dojejust wouldn't stop, and was the one to result in the channel eventually being terminated. Because of Birdie's channel termination, most of the big players in the community took Toxikai's immature threat of taking down the community pretty seriously, resulting in people temporarily setting all their videos to private. Birdie soon repurposed the Strawbricks channel into his new main account, which is still the case to this day. He'd quickly build his subscriber count back up due to his loyal fanbase, but his momentum was pretty much stunted by personal drama, and wouldn't recover. Over the next few months of 2018, Birdie and Fontic, or Heimguts as I'll be referring to him onwards, would repair their friendship and begin dating on and off on Discord. They'd get back together and break up twice in 2 months, and Birdie started to become obsessed with Heimguts.
Yes, the rape chart.
But his obsession was
I would literally love Fontic with Heimguts to death. Like, I'm hurting myself because she doesn't love me. Does she not realize that? Okay.
unlike anything seen before.
We're gonna get the rape chart.
Rather than the NSFW art we've seen before and allusions to SA, Birdie's obsession with Heimguts reached a new level. The constant breaking up and getting back together certainly didn't help, but this was beyond a toxic relationship. Look no further than the private comic that Birdie made about Heimguts, titled IDMT, or I Dropped My Tortilla. This is unironically a comic about Birdie asking the devil to get Heimguts to love him. The plot details everything from breaking into Heim's house and SAing him, to failing to drug him with a love potion and him again.
What is... They drew a rape comic of their girlfriend because they didn't love them? Most normal 13-year-old.
Getting jailed for it this
I want to fucking kill myself.
time. The story ends with Birdie breaking out and kidnapping Heimguts, putting him in a secret underground room for weeks, and then putting drugs in his food that make him pass out so he could him for as long as he wants. As dark
Well, they weren't dating. Okay, true. They broke up and they were obsessed with them, but like... Oh my god.
and almost absurd as this was, it appears to be an expression of real feelings from Birdie, as per a timeline he made of his opinion
Yes!
of Heimguts. See that the lines constantly switch back and forth between wants dead and wants to /kidnap/stalk, but is limited.
I can't get over the line graph. The line graph is like the funniest fucking thing to me. I know, it's crazy. It's horrible. Like, you shouldn't be doing this, but like, can we just admit that the rape line graph is funny? Can we all collectively agree that this is kind of fucking funny? It's the most insane thing anybody's ever done in their life.
Now obviously these are ideas that no normal child of Birdie's age would be having. And
Search for nothing, Chris. You owe me for seeing Birdie pornography. Oh, I'm sorry.
it's perhaps
I'm sorry, Deep Sea.
no surprise that outside factors impacted this. For 2 months in 2018, Birdie was groomed by a man in his late 20s who went under the name of Maddie. They initially met due to claim that they had information on Toxici, and from then on entered a pretty terrible relationship. Another man in their 20s by the name of Garbage also made a huge impact and encouraged Birdie to be as degenerate as they wanted. This culminated in probably Birdie's most infamous incident to date. After waiting until his family were out of the house, he attempted to his pet ferret Chara.
Okay, so it was the older individual that groomed them into attempting to rape the ferret. That's disgusting. That's still gross. Like, I understand that the adult was the one that got them into that conditional behavior, but like, fucking Christ, man. Like, it's still horrible. Like, this is a horrible situation.
Chara was a pet that Birdie's family had received when she was only 1 year old, and had quickly become Birdie's most treasured pet. He would make accounts with Chara's name and drew it as a character in his videos, which makes
They did abuse the ferret, like, before all this shit, too, so it's like, it doesn't really matter. They're still, like, doing horrible shit.
this event all the more worse. It's worth noting that whilst this event with Chara has become infamous for those who have only dug a little into Birdie's history, there were heavy outside influences, and there are bad things that Birdie has done to his ferret that he's much more responsible for. IDMT was not the only indication of a seriously deranged obsession that Birdie had with Heimguts. Over the months, as there were more breakups, Birdie began to reach cartoonish stalker levels. For a decent while, he had a shrine dedicated to Heimguts in his bedroom, with its centerpiece being a printed picture of Heim's face that he taped to the wall, and
that is it's just the weirdest shit ever. It's like just printing out a fucking photo.
Talk to every day. Birdie also sewed several plushies of Heimguts characters to cuddle with, and aspired to one day infuse them with Heim's saliva or blood. There are plenty of dreams that Birdie had about Heimguts, including various fantasies about SA. Birdie also had a folder about Heimguts on his laptop, consisting of 2,000 plus items, like pictures of Heimguts and DMs they had together. Birdie also doxed Heim to others, knew what he was doing was disgusting and sometimes relished in it, and actively manipulated the situation to his advantage. Whenever Heimguts would get a glimpse of his psychotic machinations, and obviously broke up, being freaked out, Birdie admitted that he would use his friends to manipulate Heim into saying that he's changed, almost like lulling him into a false sense of security. This got to the point that the two almost met each other during Thanksgiving, but thankfully that fell apart.
Thank Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Thank God they did not meet up. Birdie is like, bro. Yeah, it's crazy that Queen and the rest wanted to continue being friends with this person at one point, and they just bought everything that Birdie told them at face value recently. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy, chat? I fucking hate Queen. I fucking hate that retard. Like, so much. You don't have an iota of an understanding, like, how much I hate Queen.
Birdie's world had become solely attached to the internet and the people on there, even if they had terrible intentions in their minds, and his attachment would be proven in a stream to YouTube on July 30th, 2018. During the late hours, Birdie was streaming and going well past his bedtime. His dad noticed this, came in and told him to turn off the computer. Birdie refused, and his dad threatened to turn off the internet for the night if he didn't go to sleep.
I wouldn't even, like, say it's a threat. I would just say, like, his dad, like, came in and said, hey, like, we're turning this off, like.
Well, maybe if I had my computer in my room.
That's not gonna happen, and we could still hear you upstairs.
Well, can you, like, not come in here because you're gonna cause drama?
Every time I hear that line. Every time I hear that line. You know, you could have just unplugged it. You didn't have to go in and talk to them. You know, you could just rip it out of the wall.
You can be on if you're talking during the day, but not at night. It's 3 in the morning now.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. 2:45, it's 3 in the morning. I think you can control the time.
Dad, stop! You're gonna make someone hate me!
Dad, stop! You're gonna make someone hate me because you're trying to save me from the internet, Dad.
Well, it would be fine because you won't be on the internet after.
Yeah, because the rape chart wasn't enough drama. Ever tell you Queen got doxxed by the farms? Yeah, I know. I saw it. I talked about it. I called Queen a retard.
If you cut off the internet, I'm gonna myself. You know that.
In present time,
You know that. You know what I'm gonna do. You know I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Birdie has gone on to provide more context for this,
You know I'm gonna fucking stab myself in the face with a fucking fork if you turn off my internet.
saying that he believed
You see how crazy that sounds?
his dad was going to turn off the internet forever, not just for the night, and that affected him because his whole life was on the
I'm not gonna show Leon the rape chart. I'm not gonna show him the rape line graph.
internet. But as others saw this, it was a direct confirmation that Birdie would threaten his life just to get what he wanted, and his behavior since then wouldn't help, especially
Leon is leaving. He's not looking at a rape chart. Leon, what do you mean? What do you mean, Leon? Buddy, pal, like why? Why wouldn't you want to see the rape chart? Why wouldn't you want to? Look at this. Leon, you coward. You coward. This is the rape chart.
when it came to the incident that ultimately destroyed his positive relationship with Heimguts. According to sources who are more biased towards Heim, Birdie was in their friend group chat with Heim, Dodgedust and a few others, and expressing intentions to end it all. The others tried to help him, but he went quiet and stopped saying anything, so everyone just left. If he wasn't engaging with it, he was probably baiting for something. Birdie then posted,
baiting for sympathy, attention. It's kind of a mixture of the two between Birdie. There's no real, like, deeper meaning or understanding to how Birdie operates. It's just they want attention. They want people to feel sympathetic for them because they can't actually put their shit together and actually be a good person.
Event apparently painting everyone in the group chat as just evil, and it completely tore the group chat apart. In response to this, Dodgedust raided Birdie's Discord server, before then breaking into his DeviantArt account and vandalizing it with LeBron James Sprite Cranberry memes and cringy roleplays. The account would be renamed to Sprite Cranbirdie, a name he kept for quite a while actually. Birdie would get his account back and accuse Heim-
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of funny. That's kind of a funny troll.
Heimguts of being involved in the hack with no evidence other than proximity, and despite multiple people telling him and proving that Heimguts wasn't involved, he still kept up the lie. This prompted Heim and Dodgedust to post an entire Google Drive and change.org petition on the 21st of December 2018.
A change.org petition. Hey, people on the internet, can you donate money so Birdie will stop harassing me? Yeah, that's really gonna do something.
Alongside a local,
Can you sign this petition? Birdie needs a petition made.
quality stream
These kids are fucking idiots.
on the Dodgedust channel. The drive mainly aims to prove that Birdie's constant obsession had made Heimguts completely stressed, to the point of being sent to a mental hospital.
Oh,
Inside it documents many of the
Jesus.
obsessive things that Birdie had said about Heimguts, and much of what we've already seen in the segment.
Wait, what does this say? Good. That reminds me how I drew something in school where it shows Sophia wearing the skin from Styx's face, and she says to Rib Chills, who is tied to a chair, "Hey, it's me, Miranda, your best friend. Let's talk about memes." Jesus.
The publication of this drive seemed reasonable to the public, and as they saw it, Birdie's behaviour here was disgusting and lined up with past actions. But despite posting an entire Google Drive and change.org petition, as well as a stream, and claiming that Birdie's actions sent Heim to a mental hospital, the two of them got back together on the
Bro!
25th of December. This relationship between Birdie and Heimguts is the last one they had, and it was explicitly sexual between both of them. Heimguts would be completely invested with Birdie's obsessive creations like IDMT or his plushies, and even compared himself to Birdie's groomer Maddie at some points.
What? I'm reminding myself of Maddie. Dude, I send you nudes and pics like 24/7. Legit, all I want in life is friends. And fuck, that is nasty. I want to kill myself knowing this. Like, I really just do.
They broke up again on January 2nd, 2019 for the last time, but their fights with each other would not end there.
They need more than therapy, man. I swear to God. Birdie needs to be, like, locked in a fucking insane asylum for, like, 20 years.
In the early days of January 2019, an account under the name of posted to YouTube, showing a lot of these sexual DMs between Heimguts and Birdie, and a statement saying that neither party was in the right. This alternate account, which would turn out to be Birdie, would go on to paint it out as if the entire...
You've gotta be kidding me! Birdie! Using alt accounts to post fucking screenshots. You gotta be kidding!
Interaction was non-consensual, which was a bold-faced lie and easily disproved by Heimguts in the following days. Any points that could be made about
Lanza can make that video. I'm still waiting on Beckett's video, if I'm honest with you.
Heim's drastic switch between hatred or love, or the unhinged comments inside, were obviously discarded in the face of a false allegation. Another thing worth adding is that Birdie would also start a transition during this time from female to male. Birdie has since stated that they always felt like a boy, but there's been a lot of speculation on whether this was done just to be in Heimguts' dating pool. There are messages of Birdie double backing on the decision and directly citing Heimguts, and even when Heim changed his mind about being straight, Birdie still planned to hide all the girly stuff in his room to better appeal to him. After
what? That really is a female Chris-Chan moment. It's just like, oh, I can't be with the opposite sex. I can't be with the same sex or opposite sex, so I have to change my sex to get with them. Like,
suffering the
they really are like Chris-Chan.
ultimate betrayal, quote-unquote, Birdie's opinion of Heimguts was completely against him. His partner replacement was himself, or rather a voice in his head named Carol, who he said he was dating. Yes, this is a real...
I could see Carol leaving me and using the excuse that I'm nasty and I made her do things she didn't want to do, even though she consented, you know, kind of like the situation with me and Heimguts. I really should have given more context to the Heim thing. So wait a minute, it's a voice in their head. It's like a fake person, and they're thinking that this person is going to drop allegations against them. The person isn't real, Birdie. That's a fake person. That's all in your head. That's all in your head, weirdo.
Thing that happened. Interestingly, the OCs that he made of Carol look suspiciously like how he drew Heimguts in real life, but don't think about that too much. Birdie also made a new channel named Chrisophobia, which means a phobia for the color orange, obviously alluding to Heimguts' character being orange primarily. Birdie's channels would become a place for him airing out his issues through vents made about Heim, Dojejust, and others he fought with. This contained everything from vents about Heim for months straight, to drawing himself as the villains of World War II, and making violent it's about Heim for months straight, to drawing him...
Oh my God, this is so terrible. Wait, what's the caption say at the bottom? He looks like a Nazi. I'm so sorry. It wasn't intentional. It was totally...
Self as the villains of World War II, and making violent animations about MLP characters because Heim liked MLP. It's during this time that Birdie began to shift the narrative into him actually being a victim of Heim. Tons of these events...
Yes, they tried to say that Heimguts groomed them or something, which is, like, ridiculous.
But basically conveying this issue, and again, please just see for yourself from the evidence provided. Birdie would also start talking to a new person by the name of Purple, who he may have had a relationship with, depending on who you believe. Purple would later leak their DMs after he hacked Birdie's account.
Wait, what is this? Guys, you know I mentioned that someone in my account because I didn't post the nut. I just figured out why. They're trying to get my videos taken down by falsely tagging them, okay?
With Dojejust and Heimguts. And Heim would also send Birdie a number of Discord friend requests with cryptic and threatening messages in the names.
What?
would also send Birdie a number of Discord after he hacked Birdie's account with Doges and Heimguts. And Heim would also send Birdie a number of Discord friend requests with cryptic and threats.
Okay, so Heimguts would start threatening them. I have to say something. Have you seen my mom? I'm sorry, what my mom blank. She was all mangled and stuff. It was kind of gross. Are you getting this from somewhere? My dad won't stop crying and won't stop drinking. I'm not a liar, I swear. If I am, I don't mean to. I forgot a lot of things. I'm sorry, Jesus.
Messages in the names. However, it's worth noting that this stuff was only for a couple of months, and Birdie's vents about Heim continued long after that. It was also around this point that Birdie dated another person by the name of Toxie, or Temiskulls, not to be confused with Toxikai. Toxie was 12 when her and Birdie entered another sort of relationship in mid-2019, after Toxie had gotten in contact with Birdie as a fan willing to defend him. For clarification, Birdie was 14 at this point.
Okay.
During their relationship, Toxie claims that they talked about her being a lolly bean, doing sexual role plays with childish characters, and Birdie saying that he loved how sweet and pure they were, something allegedly repeated with further relationships. Birdie would later claim that Toxie, the 12-year-old, groomed him, the 14.
I want to die. Thank you for the membership, Boomer Man. No! No, 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 no!
18-year-old, and also forced him into roleplay and being bisexual, which...
I'm sorry, they did what? They forced them to roleplay and forced them into being bisexual. I don't know. Is that a thing? He was already bisexual, Lamau? Okay.
Sounds absurd. Not the last time that he'll accuse a younger person of grooming him. Also around this time, because there's no other place I can put this in the script, Birdie said that if his sister was and murdered and he let it happen, he wouldn't feel guilt for it. So yeah, just more great upstanding citizen behaviour. During the summer of 2019, Birdie would have his internet shut off by his parents. We don't know much about Birdie's time away or even why it specifically happened, but we do know that he returned around October 2019. So enter Birdie's next partner, Goat Cato. 6 years.
Oh! It's my favorite person who Frick the Pirate, best friend of Frick the Pirate in chat.
Years ago, Goat Cato was far from how they're known today, and were yet another animation meme tween. They'd gotten a lot of flack after pushing ultimately false allegations against another YouTube animator known as Sashley. But Goat's drama with Sashley is what brought them close.
The way I typed was so fucking gay. Okay.
Close to Birdie, who had befriended them prior after people had labeled them.
I know I'm manipulative, just stating my point of view, lol. Everyone is a victim in some way, yet everyone also the bad guy in some way. That is so retarded. It just depends on how you see them, and I see myself as both. Mostly bad, though, Lamau. Oh my god. So I'm able to admit I'm bad while also being able to call other people bad. Get wrecked, libtard.
As a Birdie clone. Birdie would give Goat a lot of advice during the backlash.
He understood me, and he made me feel better. Goat. 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 I know you were younger during this time frame, but my god. About myself and everything else. He gave me guidance during the Sashley drama. You took guidance from fucking Birdie? I was not loved at home, man. Dude, you took guidance for a drama with Birdie? That's crazy, dude. We would watch dumb movies together. What was your favorite movie to watch with Birdie? Go. What was your favorite movie? Yeah, we all have our L's. It's okay, go. But, like, what was your favorite movie to watch? What was your favorite movie to watch? You better not say the Royal Tannenbaums, because it was already ruined for me by Leadhead. Come on, Goat. What was your favorite movie? I saw this really idiotic movie called Peter and the Magic Egg because it was retarded. I've never even heard of that movie.
As well as just being there as a friend.
Oh, let's just keep it. And we got really close. We would watch dumb movies together and constantly be affectionate with each other. Okay.
And he also decided to break up with the voice in his head as things progressed.
Oh, I'm really glad that Birdie broke up with the fictional character in their head, the date Goat Cato.
This is extortion!
Have you seen the comic panel that Squirrel Girl had a crush Daredevil but he turned it down when she was babysitting Luke Cage and Jessica Jones' kid?
Weird.
Eventually, this would turn into a relationship. Much like many of Birdie's relationships,
Yo, you totally cucked Carol. Go Cato cucked the voice in Birdie's head. That's crazy. Hey, you want to like date now? Okay, I can't read that. It's okay if not. But I don't know. Oh my god, you have debilitating autism, goat. Yeah, that's understandable. I got a good feeling about this though, because actually, like, I love you like a whole lot. Like, I know it's probably a bad thing to bring up, but that's like how I felt about Heim in 2017. Oh my god, goat! Did you get your own rape charge? They apparently loved you as much as Heimguts. Never thought I'd love someone again, but I can't read any of that. Can't read any of that. Same, to be honest. Also, I'm not going to treat you like shit like Heim did, so ooh woo. Oh, yeah, okay. This is old goat. This is old goat. I don't always fall for people, but, like, when I find someone, I just really like them. Oh, God.
his one with Goat Cato
Yeah, we're literally going through Goat Cato's own Vietnam.
started well. It was fitted with a healthy dose of Heimguts.
Heim is I don't know what that is, horrible person. Imagine, say, using your SO for fame. Okay. Fucking asshole. Better get ready to die. Starts blasting. Okay. Found out through the server logs, not because he admitted it to me. Okay. I mean, he and his friends stalked me in an abusive relationship for like a year after me and him broke up. Jesus Christ!
Hatred, as always, thanks to multiple raids from Goat and Birdie's Discord server directed by them. But Goat Cato wasn't really much into the raids because they hadn't got the history that Birdie had with Heim, and even apologized to Heim directly after one of the raids. On the 19th of November 2019, Birdie's server conducted another raid, this time on Heimguts' stream. A fair few people were up for it, and Birdie encouraged them to raise hell, which they did. But Goat wasn't really down for this. They felt that Heim was still human,
Birdie.
and people should just let him be. And this unique idea of not wanting to raid someone's
Jesus Christ, they're gonna raid a stream chat over a fucking obsessive freak, and poor Goat almost got wrapped up into it. You know what? Good job, Goat. Good job, Goat.
stream.
I've been told this many times, as I've said several times, it would be best if we didn't talk about Heim at all. That is, you know what? Very mature. We should all move on rather than dwell over the past. Sure, it's hard, but come on, it's only making us look, I don't know what that is, and causing breakdowns and more drama, but whatever.
Sent
Okay.
Birdie into a complete mental breakdown.
Wait, what? Shrugs. I did bad to them, but I didn't continue doing this sex, but geez, I feel like I'm gonna get yelled at for leaking this, but Lamau, I can vent if I want to, so shut the fuck up. What is this? I'm gonna have another breakdown. I'm gonna have another breakdown, god damn it.
That forever fractured the relationship. This incident was only indicative of
They're gonna get proof by AA. I don't want proof. I wouldn't believe it anyways. Plus, seeing more stuff about Heim would freak me out more. Oh, all right. Sorry about that. It's okay. I'm trying to figure out stuff.
a growing issue within Goat Cato and Birdie's relationship. Throughout their conversations, Birdie would continue to rant and rave about Heimguts, and when Goat had their own issues, Birdie wasn't there to listen at all. All this continued to upset Goat, along with further accounts made by Birdie, specifically to harass Heimguts, and they broke the relationship on November 30th. Goat would send Birdie a
Because I was talking about Heim and someone else regarding proof at the that Heim wanted nothing to do with him. Interesting.
polite paragraph about how they felt Birdie was just upset
Polite paragraph? I can barely read this fucking gobbledygook written by, like, an autistic 12-year-old. Like, what the fuck is this? Listen, I really fucking love you a lot, but I don't know how to say that. You don't seem super supportive in any way, and it feels like you care more about Heim and everything bad about her. Like, obsessed in a way. I don't fucking know. It seems like you rather focus on her than on us. It's true. And it really hurts, like, a lot. Why would you redraw a ship child? A bird kick ship child? I don't know how to say any of that. And you redrew a character that represents her / is a character of hers recently. And it's, I don't know. It's like you can go one day without focusing on her. Every day it's just constantly Heimguts, 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 Heimguts. And you beg me and others to harass and raid her stuff. It's HN, not good, nor is it okay. To be honest, I feel like a placeholder for her. You know what? Good job, Go, for recognizing that this person was using you.
over Heim, and how that just didn't sit right with them. Birdie then woke up, delivered a fairly childish response, and made the entire breakup public with an animation.
What the fuck? What? You got broken up with by Birdie? They used an animation video? That's rough, Goat. That's rough.
According to Birdie, Goat Kato was now a Heimguts White Knight secret agent the entire time, and he didn't even love them anyways, and he knew they'd eventually break up, which seemed particularly hurtful to Goat, who didn't express any emotional hatred, just wanted Birdie to change and didn't want to deal with all the drama. Eventually this would push
Poor Goat. Poor Goat Kato.
Goat away to Heim's side, and Birdie and Goat would fight on and off for the next year or so. It was during Birdie's relationship with Goat Kato that he was apparently arrested again, this time
My parents got physical with me first. Are you serious? Me and my brothers mess around with this stuff all the time. Yeah, my arms hurt from my dad grabbing me. I'm crying. The police never believe me. Can you say your parents have no proof of what's bad? But there is proof. My mom's clothes are ripped. My dad's glasses might be broken. They have scratches, all that. They're here. No. Oh, shit, the police. My mom just called the police. They're going to take me. I think my parents are abusive. They got physical with me. Now I'm hiding. Can't you show what they did to you? But they told the 9/11 operator I'm autistic, probably for their own amusement. Or maybe they told them that so that you wouldn't go to jail?
after a violent fight with his parents. Much like many other things with Birdie, the legitimacy of this arrest has been questioned to this.
They also arrested me by boxers, or at least let me get some goddamn pants before being arrested. Damn, you didn't treat me as bad as the others. I was just upset that he publicized that stuff and twisted me out to be some sort of manipulator. Okay, fair enough. Yes, I'm alive, yet I wish I wasn't. I'm also scared for my future. Alias, hope something better for you. Thank you. Okay.
At the time, Birdie said that his parents saw him having a playful fight with his little brother, and just took it way too seriously.
I don't believe that. When I was 14, my parents physically grabbed me after telling my little brother to rip up my art. I was trying to stop him. I had a trauma response and tried to break free, and they wouldn't let me go, so I fought back. They called the cops, and I was arrested. Fuck CPS and the police.
However, he's since changed his story to say that his parents sent his little brother to rip up his art.
I don't believe that shit, like, at all.
Birdie was then trying to stop him, and the fight ensued from there. Birdie was apparently arrested and spent a night in custody. Despite doubts about who was correct in the argument, how Birdie was hiding from the police with a heavy laptop in hand, no online record whatsoever, and how the punishment didn't match what happened.
No, that wasn't Frick the Pirate. That was a guy I've been on about for years behind the scenes. Okay, fine.
Here, based on past offenses.
I love the art when Toastify makes these videos and like the transitions. It's so good.
Near the end of 2019, Birdie entered another relationship with a user known as Julian, and their relationship would persist throughout most of 2020. It's at this point that the harassment towards Heimguts reached its absolute peak, through death threats and alt accounts. There were many messages containing graphic discussion of Heim's.
Okay, Heim doesn't deserve that. Fuck Heim. I hope she dies a slow, painful death. I want to torture her over the course of several months before letting her body rot and die. She needs to effing die already. She's a genuine waste of life. Blank, when Blank says she has to let her extrude her. What the fuck?
I ate 5 grilled cheeses.
See, I was thinking about getting a grilled cheese at the art festival yesterday, but I just didn't do it. I had a taco in a bag. Shout out. Taco in a bag. Taco in a bag is the best thing that humanity has ever created. It's just a bag of Doritos, and they put all the taco ingredients inside the bag of Doritos, and you eat out of it with a fork. It's actually the greatest thing I've ever heard, and it was delicious. Taco in a bag is goated.
Body and messages about wanting to.
Julian showed me NSFW when I was 12 and he was 16.
Jesus
crying
Christ.
face emoji.
What the fuck is wrong with all these people?
Torture Heimguts for several months. Birdie would also say he was intentionally trying to use the Birdie name to subtly.
Bro, I was out walking around. You don't understand how easy it is to eat a taco in a bag when you're walking around for hours, dude.
Manipulate Heim's emotions, and in around late 2019, posted events which traced over nudes that Heimguts had sent him when he was 13.
That was like during the major hate of Heim is when that happened. Jesus Christ.
Birdie's hateful obsession with Heim would extend to whatever he liked publicly. When he posted a drawing based on the anime Panty and Stocking, Birdie would post a drawing killing the characters. Same thing with My Little Pony, like we mentioned before. In fact, there was an entire series of drama and harassment because Heimguts posted about the fictional character Rayman, and that infuriated Birdie.
Imagine getting pressed over Rain Man, dude.
Birdie because he was a fan of Rayman, which inspired a whole lot of harassment. Birdie would also start remaking both Torturing Birdie and I Dropped My Tortilla. This is probably not even an extensive list of everything that Birdie did. Keep in mind that as far as we know, Heim only went near Birdie's level of harassment once, and that was in early 2019 when he would send friend requests with cryptic messages associated with a hack. But we're comparing Heim's instances over 3 months to Birdie doing it for around 2 years. Birdie can state that he's the victim of Heim and all this was the public being misled, but it's hard to believe that when he was actively also misleading the public. Him and his friends doxed Heimguts and spammed his name anywhere they could, and then Birdie posted a DeviantArt statement straight up lying and saying that he wasn't doxing Heim, and it was so tiring having to deal with these false statements. Birdie's relationship with Julian was going fairly well for about the first half of the year, but things began to take a change when Birdie introduced another person to this relationship known as Jay. Julian's issues against Birdie began to rack up.
Olivia complains, but she'll be watching still. Don't listen to her.
He didn't feel particularly good about opening up his relationship to be polyamorous, and as time went on, he began to feel like the neglected party. There was even an entire period where Julian felt Birdie would just use him for sexual purposes.
Oh, what the fuck? Sorry, I've been a little mean earlier. I saw a video about you liking Jay more than me, and I got breakdown, and it hurts a lot, honestly. Oh, no, that's not true, though. I hope not. I love you both equally. You know that. You shouldn't watch videos like that. It just hurts so much. I can't live with like this anymore. I was sent it. You shouldn't have watched it. Olivia, you know I'm right. Can't get enough. The desperate era was that when Jack had favoritism over Jay and couldn't mentally handle it and felt so desperate and blank, and I would cry every day and be lonely and would have very questionable thoughts and made a lot of vent art and stupid choices I shouldn't have made. Jack never helped me, and I only had myself. I'd love to do that. Good girl. Such a horny girl. I do a little scream. Cute. Yes, I'm a horny. I hate my life. Why did I read that? Why did I read that?
When he was far more interested in Jay.
Why did I read that? What is wrong with me? Why did I read that? The name I nutted inside your mom. Jesus. If there was one thing in the world you ever wanted, what would it be?
To be fair, Rayman is the only Ubisoft IP I allow myself to enjoy.
True, same. I don't know. To be with Jay forever. I meant like an item. But that works too. You do you. I don't know. That's the only thing I would forget. Okay.
Romantically. So why wouldn't he do the sexual stuff with Jay? Well, Jay wasn't particularly interested in it at all. And at numerous points when Jay didn't want to do Discord ERP, Birdie would get depressed.
Yeah, I know. I've seen the Kiwi Farms thread. I have extensively gone over the thread. I am not pulling it up on stream though.
And make several vents about it. A bit overdramatic, I'd say, but hey, we're talking about Discord ERP, and that seems about right. After a number of personal arguments, Birdie and Julian would break up in late 2020. Julian would then get into more petty back and forth with Birdie, and after an incident in which Birdie faked his death to Julian as a prank, Julian decided to leak a bunch of stuff from his relationship with Birdie. The worst of these leaks was...
Oh, Shadow Humor's bricked by a bunch of kids threatening to murder each other? That's crazy, dude.
Of course,
that's crazy, Shadow.
Ferret incident, where the public finally found out that Birdie tried to fuck his ferret. It was mentioned in these DMs whilst both people were revealing their biggest secrets, and its publication caused a lot of backlash. Birdie responded by confirming the secret was real, it did happen, he deeply regretted it, and
what the fuck? They did this publicly on DeviantArt?
It affected his life horribly. But it's at this point where we're gonna pause. While Birdie can say that the incident with his ferret Chara was affected by him being groomed by a 30-year-old man, that cannot be applied for his treatment of his ferret overall. Sexual stuff completely aside, valid questions were raised about Birdie as a pet owner. Birdie had stated before that Chara was fairly unhealthy because of his family's financial status, but I'm pretty sure having maggots and fly eggs in your ferret's cage indicates a lot more than just finances.
No, that just indicates terrible pet ownership by everyone involved and abuse of said animal. Like, genuinely, that is just actual fucking abuse of an animal. Like, there's no other way to, like, really describe it other than neglect and abuse of said animal. Especially when there's videos of them throwing the ferret, attempting to, like, they said that they attempted to sexually assault the ferret. Like,
It does not cost that much to just clean a cage, and if
No.
there are so many flies in your room with you and your ferret that you start constantly drawing yourself surrounded by them, something's up. Speaking of Chara's cage, people speculated that it was also too small for her size, and
It was. That's a hamster cage. That's literally a hamster cage.
up. Speaking of Chara's cage, people speculated that it was also
Like, you see this? That's a hamster cage. Or like what you get when you're adopting the animal, right? Like, they give you this basic cage when you adopt the animal. That's what you should have for an animal of this size.
too small for her size, and poor diet and lack of nutrients may have been leading to her fur constantly changing and degrading in colour. It began to turn lighter, her tail fur wasn't growing back, she was losing a lot of her brown markings. How about Birdie talking about petting his ferret and feeling her ribs, or saying that she always pooped when Birdie gave her baths, or a picture of Birdie throwing his ferret?
Wait. What was the clarification?
Or saying that she always pooped when Birdie gave her baths, or a picture.
That's literally just horrible. For clarification at YouTube, this is Birdie throwing his ferret down on the sofa. It does not serve. It's not serve on its own, but it adds the pattern behavior. Okay.
Of Birdie throwing his ferret. As far as we know, very little action was taken in response to any of these claims. There was some in June 2019 where Birdie finally cleaned Chara's cage, gave her some food and vitamins, and took her out of the cage. But flip forward to around 6 months on, and Birdie hadn't let Chara out of the cage since then.
Don't forget that Birdie tried to groom his partner to do the same with the cat. Yeah, this is why I don't feel sympathetic to Birdie.
Chara the ferret died in November 2022, and was cremated with her ashes being put into an urn.
Free the ferret! It has been freed from this mortal coil. I'm more happy that the ferret's dead, to be honest. Like, as crazy as that sounds, it's probably better off being dead than in Birdie's hands.
We have no idea how Chara was treated beyond the window into it that we have, but if Birdie accidentally leaving her ashes behind after moving out of someone's house is anything to go by...
Yeah, why? I don't know what Queen's doing. Did Queen give up the ashes? Did Queen give up the ashes yet, or did they keep them? I assume that Birdie probably got the ashes back, which the ferret has not been freed, chat. If that is true, the ferret has not been freed. It's been given back.
It probably wasn't that good. Returning to late 2021, Birdie and Julian would continue to fight over the next few months. At some point, Birdie was in a group chat and made fun of Julian by describing as nudes. In response, Julian just straight up leaked Birdie's nudes. Birdie would go...
What the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
A server and post a bunch of very unhinged messages and threats towards Julian. Julian would then make several accounts to spam Birdie's social. Whilst this was
oh, solid. Just total doxing. Got it.
In heaven. Rest in peace, Chara. Frown.
True. Rest in peace, Chara, dude. Rest in peace, homie. Rest in peace, homie. Rest in peace. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to deal with this. I'm sorry.
Going on, Birdie was still dating Jay, and their relationship is shown through the volume of art he made about it, cataloguing every month, as well as the plushies and the pony art. However, what really happened is up in the air. After getting out the relationship, Jay would accuse Birdie of abuse. Jay said that Birdie would isolate them from their interests, friends, and had to cut off his personality and become a different person, all to please Birdie. Birdie has since stated...
What? Why? Why would you do any of that? This is like the crazy thing. It's like, why would you do any of that? Like, genuinely. Why? I'm kidding. Alright.
That his breakup with Jay was one of the worst experiences of his life, and that it's...
Hold on. I'm not Hassaning this, I promise. I'm not Hassaning this. Oh my god. I fucking hate this. I hate Birdie, like, so fucking much, man. I hate this whole lore dump that I now have to have issues on. Just fucking kill me, dude. Kill me! Please!
Sent him into another psychotic break. But Birdie has also said that he feels super bad for how he was gross to Jay. For the rest of the year, Birdie would post more depressed art about Jay and how he was still attracted to him, which definitely made Jay feel weird. In fact, at some point later...
I'm so sorry.
Feels super bad for how he was gross to Jay. For the rest of the year, Birdie would post more depressed art about Jay and how he was still attracted to him, which definitely made Jay feel weird. In fact, at some point later during 2021, Birdie also attempted to unironically make a love potion spell from TikTok
Tried to make a love potion spell. This really is Chris Chan type behavior. This really is.
So that Jay would get back together with him. On May 11th, 2021, Birdie entered his next relationship with someone known
3 a.m. gay 3 a.m. gay potion.
as Draggy, which lasted a total of 4 days. Draggy was around 13 years old when he and Birdie, a 16-year-old, began dating, although they had been friends prior and would continue to be friends for a bit after. From this relationship came the absolute gem from Birdie. I think you're pretty mature for your age. That's one of the reasons I've considered you as a viable option for a partner. You
This is a crazy fucking sentence. That just sounds so disturbing. It sounds wrong.
don't seem like the kind of person who would give up when things get hard. Birdie would bring up several topics and videos that a lot of people agree should not be discussed with a 13-year-old. This includes Birdie talking about and sending NSFW, discussing a dream about SA, discussing NSFW titles on videos, and sending uncensored rape porn in a group chat with Draggy.
I need a water. I need a water. I need water. I need water. Oh god. My guy. My guy. We're doing fire sales. Doing fire sales, dude. We're doing fire sales, dude. It's time. I needed this. I got it. No, I'm not actually doing fire sales. I just need a shot of confidence real quick. Woo! I got this for free, dude. I didn't buy this shit. Ugh.
Following the short relationship, Birdie said that
damn!
He broke it off because he didn't want to hurt Draggy, and that he was selfish and decided to try dating.
Did Birdie get bottom surgery? Not that I'm aware of. Oh, God. Woo!
Draggy whilst he was in a wrong state of mind. He then denied that he said he ever felt guilty for the relationship.
I can't get through Birdie content without like a shot of alcohol. I can't do it. I'm not gonna drink anymore, but like I can't get through this.
And has since accused Draggy of being a sadistic attention seeker who made the decision to date him. Many people who
I'm sorry, what?
Wrong state of mind. He then denied that he said he ever felt guilty for the relationship, and has since accused Draggy of being a sadistic attention seeker who made the decision to date him.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you could turn on to be like, well, they dated me. They should have known I was crazy.
Many people who have since learned of this incident have accused...
That's a good point, person in chat. It actually blows my mind how dumb people believe the comeback video. Yeah, like Queen. Like Queen. All these retards, all these people that gave $10,000 to this degenerate freak. I cannot feel sympathetic to any one of you that got scammed by Birdie. I refuse, with the amount of information out there, to feel genuinely sympathetic to anybody that donated money to them. How do you feel about Birdie with the new info in this video? I hate them more than ever. Queen did watch it. Queen watched it up like a few minutes of it. They didn't even watch the whole thing. They just were like, yeah, her parents abused them.
Birdie of grooming, and I'm not surprised people have this view, nor do I really blame them for coming to such a conclusion. The fact that Birdie has since responded, saying that Draggy, a 13-year-old, actually groomed him instead, is such a stupid argument that has just strengthened the case against him. Months before, Birdie also befriended another 13-year-old named Nessa whilst he was 16, and without even asking for their age, he sent them mangled NSFW of the girls from Doki Doki Literature Club.
What the fuck? How is that like flirting in the modern era? How do you go, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get this person. I'm interested in you, girl. I'm interested in you. You want to see some murder gore artwork of the Doki Doki Literature Club girls? How about we go on a date, baby? Yeah, like that. How the fuck? How does that even work?
After he learnt of their age, Birdie continued to talk about SH and was friends with them as recently as 2023, where they were still talking about sexual topics. During 2021, a familiar face had also reared its head, someone who you might recognise by the name of Cinebear03.
Oh god, I can't escape.
Much like Birdie, Cinebear had started as a young Sans fangirl making animations. This is hinted at in her old name, Scootaloo Love Sans. Unlike Birdie, Cine had nowhere near as much drama and seemed to be a genuinely talented artist.
Damn, that did not age well. Damn, dude, that did not age well.
Who was going to make it beyond the pit of dregs in the animation meme community. Cine and Birdie had an on and off friendship throughout the years, mostly from Cine desperately trying to be friends with Birdie. During 2020 and 2021,
why would Cine want to be friends with Birdie? You know what? Why am I even asking that? Why am I asking that question? I'm retarded for asking that question. It's fucking obvious why. They're both degenerates.
Cine would start to have a crush on Birdie, made a plushie of his character, and
what the fuck? Stop making plushies of each other. Stop. Okay, just one more. Just one more.
And drew several pieces of art, including an entire hand-drawn comic about Birdie essaying her.
Oh, so Cinebear drew rape pornography of Birdie and of Boy? Man, Cine really had a whole thing about drawing rape comics. Of people raping them. I don't get it. I don't get this community. I don't get how this community, like, constantly will draw rape comics of each other. Doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. I usually drink liquor straight from the bottle. I don't do that.
This was all very weird to the public, considering that she was in a relationship with someone else at the time, and also everyone saw Birdie as a psychotic freak who had harmed so many people. So there was a significant amount of backlash towards Cine. She would later make a video clarifying she didn't support Birdie's most egregious actions, and was even against him doxing Heimguts, but felt that Birdie was still young and had a lot to learn. But
that's crazy coming from you, dude.
Little did she know that Birdie would reach new lows mere days later. During May of 2021, Birdie would join an online group known as DICE.
No, not the DICE info. Oh god, I have to live this over again? Okay. Not the DICE
Often
stuff.
described as a cult, DICE was essentially an online group of kids dedicated to bringing the worst out of each other. A Discord server hierarchy numbering in hundreds of members, where people were often encouraged to harm themselves.
What's DICE? It's a Discord server where a group of kids were cutting themselves and encouraging others to cut themselves, with like horrible shit going on in that server. It was basically a cult of people cutting themselves. And doxing and like crazy shit. It was like literally a degenerate Discord server.
Harm others and indulge in degeneracy.
Run by a ex-Birdie fan, funny enough. Apparently the guy was a Birdie fan who put this server together.
Group began with its creator and leader, Mortis, a 15-year-old from Ireland that created DICE as a splinter off of another larger group named Trash Cult. Mortis was obsessed with Birdie during 2020 and 2021.
I need absinthe though.
Even being one of his many impersonators. And it was during May 2021 that they became friends despite her
Oh yeah, I can't forget about the zoophilia and posting photos of their abuse shit. To be honest, the FCK is like child's play compared to DICE. Like, if I had to do a comparison of which server was absolutely the worst I've ever heard of in my entire life, DICE takes the cake.
Disgusting.
Let me just read one of these to Thuman. However, Birdie is still friends with Mortis, and she doesn't care at the fact Mortis fucked his dog. I'd say I'm good friends with Mortis. Also, no, I didn't hear about that.
I was 11.
ChrisTheNarc was found from 14-year-old kid Mortis, who was doxxed in Kiwi Farms. Yeah, you know what? Fuck Mortis.
Actions.
I saw the one.
Lord Drop, I was a DICE leader. What the fuck? You were a dice leader at 11? Is it true that they were posting zoophilia shit? And, like, posting, like, self-harm photos and all that stuff? 11? I'm so sorry that you went through that, but holy shit. Fuck. How'd you even fall into that? In 2020 I was, but yeah, there were. Mortis forced me to self-harm. Jesus. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm so sorry you went through that, but like, holy shit. Wow. I'm so sorry you went through that. I'm so sorry.
Picture of you.
I just want to beat the shit out of Mortis. I don't care how old he is or if he's changed or something. I think I would physically beat the shit out of him.
I guess doing your dog. What happened with that? Is that like real legit shit?
Well, I haven't done it for like years.
So you do admit to doing it?
Yeah, I do. Well, sometimes when I look at my dog, I just feel bad. I don't know. It makes me feel gross.
If you need to understand, the leader of the cult in this interview is admitting that they raped their dog. I'm not kidding. In this interview, Mortis is admitting to raping their own animal. Like, full stop.
But at the same time, I still like that sort of stuff.
The group itself has a far bigger and more disgusting history that will not be...
Did you not just hear what they said, Thuman? Do you want me to replay the interview?
Discussing this, as we're only going to take a look at Birdie's involvement. And you might be surprised because it's a lot more...
Okay, Mortis, the owner, operator of this Discord server known as DICE, raped their dog.
...than Birdie lets on. To this day, Birdie says
that's like not a joke. That's not like an over-exaggeration. That's what happened. Also, I genuinely got into DICE because of the time Mortis was pretending to be Birdie, and I was a fan at the time because I met Mortis when I was 10 and stupid. Jesus Christ. So Mortis was actively using Birdie's name and name recognition to get people into the server. And then when Birdie joined the server, they weaponized Birdie to get more people into it.
He was in a bad mental state when he went into this cult, and that he was only there for around 2 weeks, which is technically true, but his impact whilst in DICE is a lot more than he lets on to this day.
Yeah, Birdie will just straight up lie about DICE, like, unironically. The amount of tweets that I found of people, like, coming out about their experience in DICE, and the amount of people that just dog on Birdie for it. Birdie, those 2 weeks, was the most influential individual in the DICE server that was promoting people to cut themselves. Birdie never will acknowledge that.
This year, an account by the name of Cherry came out with screenshots accusing...
Is that the group that Birdie raped the ferret? No. Birdie was groomed into zoophilia and attempted to rape the ferret. I think DICE was after all of that.
Birdie, who was 16, of being in group chats with 12-year-olds and encouraging them to
What I'm known for at DICE is I was one of the first doxing victims from Mortis. I got doxed multiple times, once when I was 11 and again when I was 13. Jesus Christ.
This included pictures, tips on how to do it effectively, and videos. Another account by the name of...
Yeah, I remember. DICE was also advertising in school bathrooms. They would draw like the invite link and all that stuff onto like bathroom walls in schools.
Edward expressed that Birdie joining the server and talking about it publicly had only led more people to join the server and get harmed themselves. Related to this as well, a year after leaving DICE, so in 2022, Purple and Draggy would operate a Sting account posing as an 11-year-old girl named Olive, trying to ensnare Birdie as a pedo. What they did get is Birdie asking someone they believed to be an 11-year-old that they should still draw gore and cannibalism art.
What the fuck?
There is simply no excuse for the fact that Birdie was exposing this stuff directly to people much younger than him, and the fact that it was being normalized when Birdie came back as an adult just adds to this.
That's because Birdie never learned, man. They're just disgusting. They're degenerate. They're a horrible individual.
Following his involvement with DICE, Birdie would mostly leave the public eye for the next 3 years, due to intervention from his parents after one of Birdie's siblings had an internet addiction. Ironic considering I imagine Birdie would be the prime example when looking for that, but sure, okay. Now, a lot of the information in this segment mainly comes from Birdie's video, I'm Back, that explains his side of everything.
Which that video was dog shit. Dog shit.
So again, take it with a pinch of salt, we don't have much of the other side.
Yeah, I agree that that Discord just needs to be destroyed. I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of on the side of just like destroying Discord. Like, I barely use it. I only have it for like the community server, which is the most boring Discord server in human history, and I am very happy about that. But like, I hate Discord. I hate what it breeds. I hate what it allows to happen, and nobody does anything about it. I fucking hate Discord.
By the time that Birdie had broken up with Jay, he says that he began to deteriorate. He notes that his parents once swarmed into the basement and yelled through the door of his bedroom for an hour whilst he was hiding, saying that Birdie was lazy and faking depression to be a victim. After that, they cut off the internet, which led to another psychotic break for months. Birdie would later be diagnosed with psychosis or schizospec in September 2023. It's still unclear, I don't know which one. On one instance, Birdie claimed that he tried to end it all, and his parents refused to give medical attention and threatened to call the police because he was threatening them to take him to the hospital. But
Jesus Christ. You're so bored. You don't. Yeah, I don't have any of those at the that I'm aware of. The server's boring, Shogun. It's just people posting fucking shitty stuff. And I like it. I'm glad. I'm glad my server is a boring fucking place. I'm glad my server is stale and fucking boring. I love it. I love the fact that it is low maintenance. All I have to do is poke my face in once in a while. There's nobody saying stupid shit or being weird. It's great. It's so easy.
He eventually got his internet back through loopholes and decided to finally start studying for a job. But at the beginning of 2023, his parents just decided to randomly kick him out as he was 18 now. No reason
randomly decided to kick him out. To be fair, if I had a kid like Birdie, this is not even like a joke. I'll unironically say this. If I had a kid like Birdie, I would kick them out of the house. Wouldn't even think about it. I wouldn't even second guess it. I'd be like, yep, 18, get the fuck out of my house. I wouldn't even think about it. I'd be like, I don't care if you're homeless. I don't care if you're gonna go starving and homeless. Get the fuck out of my house. Like, I literally would. If I had a child like Birdie, I would have just kicked them the fuck out and let them be homeless.
Provided than just his age, according to Birdie. So he then had to go live with his grandma. Now initially his grandma was accepting of him, but issues arose because Birdie wouldn't wake up to go to school on his own or do his homework himself.
Oh, is that Xylee gets real? Why? Xylee, when are you going to live stream again? Fuck Lockout, dude. When are you gonna live stream again? I miss harassing you. I miss harassing you when you're live and sending you things that you're going to hate.
Himself at age 18. There's a plethora of disorders cited along this, including an undiagnosed heart condition, but some of these issues seem totally on Birdie. At one point he talks about
It is all on Birdie. It's just completely horrid shit. Like, they constantly self-diagnose themselves, which you can blame the mother for, like, creating that, right? But, like, I don't feel sympathetic when it reaches a certain age where it continues to happen. Bro, I'm busy with Lockout, damn it. Tell Keem to fuck off.
The fact that he had to just bring in a laptop to school and do his work on the corner. But if he forgot to bring his laptop, he wouldn't be able to do anything. He paints him
What? I'm sorry. I missed that part.
Totally on Birdie. At one point he talks about the fact that he had to just bring in a laptop to school and do his work on the corner. But if he forgot to bring his laptop, he wouldn't be able to do anything.
That's fucking retarded. Have you ever heard of, like, writing in a notebook? A notebook. You can't write in a fucking notebook. You need a computer. Bro, you're retarded. I hate you so much. Chris, the paycheck, dude, the paycheck. Is the paycheck really worth it? Like, you have to deal with a fat, screeching whore that tried to get with Review Tech USA. Like, is the money really worth it, Xylee? Is the money really worth it to deal with a fat, disgusting whore that tried to bang Review Tech USA and sugar babied for him? Is it really worth it?
He paints himself as the victim in this and the staff neglecting him.
She quit? Man, she should kill herself.
But I just have to ask, who on earth forgets to bring a heavy-ass laptop, especially when it's the one thing...
She quit? She ain't there anymore? Yeah, me and you both know that she is going to come back when she crashes out again, and Keem's like, man, the amount of money that we could make.
They need to
It's gonna happen. I call it. It's gonna loop back.
bring. Over time, Birdie's grandma started to get sick of him and became more aggressive. She accused him of being manipulative. Birdie said she was being verbally abusive.
Which none of this, literally, this is Birdie's proof of their grandmother being manipulative to them. I'm gonna read this again. Could I have all the chocolate Cliff Bars and water seasoning? I'll bring that stuff in your blanket flag, clothes hamper, hangers later this evening. I'll stop up at Costco and get a big box of Cliff Bars. Let me know what time you're free later today. Also, your parents can't handle you. Nobody can handle you. I think you need to put some work into trying to not to be so much to handle. How is this abusive? You burned your bridges here. Telling people you didn't feel safe here was incredibly underhanded and hurtful. I don't see any abuse here. If you don't want to get kicked out, you should talk to Nana and Jean about what you could do to deserve to stay there. What do they need to see from you? How could you prove yourself? Are you willing to try? Or you could ask the shelter owner for help and put more effort there. I literally do not understand how this is abusive.
And this led to Birdie getting kicked out and staying at a homeless shelter. During a stay at the homeless shelter, this was also apparently hell on earth, as the water was dirty and people swatted and pizza bombed the place. Birdie was then picked up from the shelter by his nana and lived in her house with his husband. He got a room in their garage, but apparently it turns out his nana and her husband were also abusive to Birdie. They all
Shocking.
had fights with each other before he went back to the homeless shelter and then back to his parents' house. This is despite the fact his nana offered him her beach house to live in, which I imagine most people who were homeless would grasp that opportunity at the first.
Especially when they're alone. There's nobody else living in the house. It's just them living in a beach house. I don't get this. I don't get how you don't grasp at that opportunity immediately.
Time of asking. Now you may be thinking, why didn't Birdie just go to a friend's house, sleep over on the sofa? And to be fair, an attempt was made, but its existence has only brought more accusations against Birdie.
Oh god, the Queen stuff. Oh wait, no, this is the Cinebear stuff. I'm sorry, the Cinebear stuff.
His internet back in 2022 through undisclosed loopholes, he was in communications with his internet friends. Keep in mind, he had no IRL friends at 16, so his closest friend was Refix, or the Maryland guy, as he's known.
Oh god, the Maryland guy!
By others. Refix was a close friend who had offered to house.
Thank you for, by the way, thank you for the almost 700 people in the chat today. I think we have broken a record on the channel so far. I think we're close to it, actually. Thank you all so much. Make sure you like the stream if you enjoy the content. I have a lot of art commentary related content and other commentary videos I do. We're at 716 now. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you like the stream.
Birdie in their home in Maryland. However, in Birdie's I'm Back video, Birdie goes on to accuse Refix of emotional abuse, saying he bribed them with gifts and held them above his head as manipulation. Refix would then block him just as he was ready to leave for Maryland and went on to harass Birdie, leaking artwork and vents and causing another psychotic break.
I'm sorry, what? Could you please try to explain to him that he's putting me in danger with this, and that if it spreads, I will have to make a public statement that he just didn't want you to move out to Maryland, which will only make our relationship issues even more public. Like, really, 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 really don't want to do this, then don't.
An insane paranoia. Unsurprisingly, this has since been contested by Refix, who posted his own side on Twitter with more evidence to add. During their friendship, Refix kind of played the role of being Birdie's wrangler, holding him back. In fact, he apparently was the person.
Dude, why would you... Here's my question, right? Why would you actively go out of your way to be a tard wrangler for Birdie?
Who got Birdie?
Why would you even do that? Like, why even do that in the first place?
Out of dice. Per his side, he was a completely providing friend who was constantly stressed by Birdie's overdependence on him. He consistently felt that he was responsible for Birdie's life, and him changing his profile picture to make it seem like it was ending only added to the stress. At some points, Refix felt like he was the reason. The DM shown paint out Birdie as an obsessive partner of sorts, even if they weren't technically.
Sorry, water went down the wrong pipe on that one. Oh god, I was trying to I was gonna talk and fuck.
in a relationship, there was a need to constantly talk, and when Refix did something else for a few hours, Birdie would start to melt down. He would go on to isolate Refix from his friends, and after their relationship, would make YouTube accounts to harass him. As for Refix's harassment, it seems there was a bit more beyond the cropped screenshot, as Birdie had sent someone to forward a cruel message to him on Facebook Messenger.
Wait a minute. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. What? They got other people to message them on Facebook Messenger. To be like, hey, you're a piece of shit. You wouldn't let Birdie move in with you. You're a piece of shit. That's the most pathetic fucking thing imaginable.
Then he replied asking to leave him alone, and Birdie framed it as him just being attacked out of nowhere. With seemingly nowhere to go, the bridge burned with Refix, and not looking good with anyone in his family, Birdie really needed a Hail Mary to keep them off the streets, or away from his nana's beach house, and one came down from—
Yeah, you're not— okay, listen, here's like a fucking crazy thing to think about, right? If somebody is offering you a place to live for free, you're not homeless. Shocking, I know, but you're not homeless. You don't have to be homeless. You're being homeless by choice. If you have individuals that are willing to hold you up, you live under their roof, under their conditions, or they give you a fucking beach house, you're not homeless.
Missouri to Washington in the form of Cinebear 03. Birdie and Cine had been talking with each other and rekindling their friendship, and after being left with no options, Birdie went to live with Cine. The two drove back to Missouri and cuddled with each other on the first night watching videos. For now, it seemed like Birdie had finally found a home where they could feel safe inside. But having moved so far—
This is the ugliest pair of people I've ever seen in my entire life. This is like pure disgusting. Like, you could just smell them. You could smell the decay through the screen. These are disgusting people that you would see walking through the street, dude. Just horrid. Just horrid, disgusting looking people.
It would take a while for Birdie to set his new life up. In the meantime, his identity was obscured, and he was only referred to as Jimmy by Cinebear whilst on stream, for example.
Yeah, it's crazy that Jar, like, pit his whole career for this.
Birdie's grand return came on April 14th, 2024. This video, titled I'm Back, aims to be the be-all end-all of Birdie drama videos. However, it's filled with a lot of obscuration and misinformation. Standout points include Birdie calling Kitty Dog a groomer when he was 12 and she was 14, and then saying that his relationship with Draggy when he was 16 and Draggy was 13 was actually not grooming because he was in a lesser state of mind that time.
But that doesn't count, because here's how you could turn that on Birdie's head, right? You called Kitty Dog a groomer for the same level of age gap that you did for Draggy. So by your logic, Birdie, okay, you, in your own words, would consider yourself a groomer to what you did to Draggy if what Kitty Dog was doing was grooming. So are you outing yourself as a groomer? Like, I don't get the logic there. Every time I hear it, it's like the dumbest fucking shit imaginable to me.
Now because it's genuinely traumatic for me, but I will include some screenshots in this section as I elaborate. Anyways, this shouldn't have been drama in the first place, but Kitty Dog encouraged me to make drawings like those, and that's why they exist.
I don't believe that they just did that. I don't believe that to, like, save my life. Like, I get it. The DMs are there and everything, but, like, Birdie was already doing shit like this. Was already doing it. I don't understand.
I know a few of you are probably going to say this as some sort of counter-argument, so I'd like to acknowledge it. The age gap wasn't, like, huge. I was 12 and she was 14. But, like, let's not get caught up in the logistics of grooming. I am not misusing the word.
Yes. If you were already drawing pornographic art and you both were doing it together, like, were you really groomed into it if you were already doing rape comics and shit? Like, I don't know.
I can confidently say that this is what this was. There was a huge power—
Yeah, I don't understand how Birdie could also scream power dynamics when they were dating, that when Birdie was also dating fans of theirs. I also don't care if a content creator is dating a fan if they're adults. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. But, like, this is total bullshit.
Power dynamic. Kitty Dog was aware of the power she had over me.
The power dynamic. Okay, what about the power dynamic between you and Draggy, you fucking idiot? If you want to play the dumbass power dynamic game, let's talk about your power dynamic.
Being a massive creator that I looked up to, and I was not old enough to consent to these things. I was 12.
Neither was Draggy.
Another thing to bring into consideration is that apparently Kitty Dog was also being groomed during this time period, but this still doesn't excuse her behavior.
ChrisTheNarc fucking fan is still on. Was like an event.
Especially when we consider COCSA to be a trauma response, which stands for child-on-child sexual abuse. Exactly 5 days.
But you were the one committing that on Draggy then, so would you say that you've also done something like that?
After said breakup, I was asked out by my former friend Draggy, who was 13. I was 16, and it was my responsibility as the older person to turn them down. But
you won't call yourself the G word like you did Kitty Dog though.
Because of the mental state I was in, I was unable—
Oh god, I was so mentally ill. You can't call me a bad thing because I was just mentally ill. Kill yourself.
To make the right decision. They were entirely aware of the mental state I was in.
The 12-year-old was aware of your mental state. I'm sorry, what? So the 12-year-old somehow needs to... Bro, I remember watching this the first time. I just want to kill myself. We gonna go over the items thing probably tomorrow. This is taking longer than I wanted. This is taking way longer than I wanted.
I addressed my worries with us dating, but they insisted—
I'm gonna be basically streaming every day this week if I can do it.
—that they wanted to date me, so I agreed. Our relationship lasted less than a week, and nothing of a romantic or sexual nature happened at all. You can also see several instances of me establishing with them that I was not in the right state of mind to be making any proper decisions.
But you were still the adult. I don't know how you could say, yeah, I was the older person in the relationship, I should have known better, and then turn around and say, well, the minor knew that I was mentally ill. It's like, how the fuck do you do that?
But despite the sheer amount of times I said I wasn't in the right—
Being a mob... Yes, Billy Mitchell is the GOAT. Just because he's been shitting on items. He's the GOAT.
state of mind, they continue to pursue—
I bought his hot sauce, too. It's getting mailed to my house. When is it getting mailed to my house? Hold on. I want to tell you guys when the hot sauce bottle's being mailed to my house. I got in early before they dropped, because Keem was like... Oh, okay, that's different. Where is it? Ricky's. When is it going to be shipped here? Let's track the package real quick. Label created. Okay. So basically, it's still in transit. It's still in transit, but I got one signed by Keem and Billy. Okay.
me anyways, which, I mean, what can I say? They were 13. Again, it was my responsibility to turn them down, which
you didn't do and failed not to do.
Would have done if I was, like, lucid.
Oh, I would have totally done it if I was lucid. Yeah, I don't believe you. I'm sorry. I don't believe that for a fucking second.
But in all—
Yeah, wait, is it the Keem and Bill? Yeah, I got that one. I got it early before that launched.
In all honesty, I think I was taken advantage of.
See guys, I didn't groom Draggy because I was mentally all gone, not in the right state of mind. But that doesn't apply to Kitty Dog, even though she was being groomed at the time. The double standard is incredibly—
Yeah, Birdie was reverse groomed, bro. Scarlet Reaper moment.
Blatant and malicious. He also—
Did Scarlet Reaper ended up killing themselves yet, or like what?
Also addresses the Heimguts situation and ultimately apologizes, but in this segment he tries to make an equivalence by showing a period of harassment that Heim did for a couple of months, as opposed to Birdie's 3 years straight of harassment. And also, let's play Birdie's admission statement here.
I would like to take accountability for my behavior towards him. When I was 12 to 15 years old, I had an intense obsession with him, which included me archiving all of his art, and making videos about him constantly, and sexualizing him.
Yes, these are all bad things, Birdie. These are all bad things. These are all very, very bad things that you did. Very bad. Very, 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 very bad. Very bad. Like
his OCs, borderline stalking him, doxing him.
Borderline stalking. Okay, dude. Borderline stalking. Borderline stalking. Borderline stalking.
Encouraging harassment of him. This is something that I believe that I genuinely needed to be held accountable for, and thank you to all of you who did, but the harassment that I received because of this was not okay.
I'm sorry, what? You just accused Kitty Dog of grooming, and you're sending harassment their way. So, like, what the fuck? Do we need to pull up the rape chart? Do we have to pull up the rape chart again? Do we have to pull up the rape chart? I think we have to pull up the rape chart again, chat. Just as a reminder. This was about Heimguts. I feel like we have to bring it up again.
Having seen the context and everything that went on here, do you think the statement with no screenshots is representative of what really happened? I mean, he still makes—
No, they're lying, Toastify. I know you're trying to be neutral in this, but like, come on, they're lying, bro. They're fucking lying. They're lying. I'm sorry, the what? Oh, Lago doesn't know about the rape chart. Lago. This is Birdie's rape chart of Heimguts. The one that they stalked. The top one is actual rape, kidnap, stalking. The bottom one is that they successfully murdered them. Let's review the chart. Here you go, Lago. If you want to pause and scroll in a little bit to see the screen here, you're more than welcome to.
Makes a heavy implication that his stuff with Heimguts in 2018 was non-consensual, despite the fact that was easily disproven.
Malachi managed to get my entire audience on his side for a long time while manipulating me and gaslighting me for several years. We dated 8 times, I believe, and he took advantage of me sexually.
Over Discord? Over Discord? I'm sorry. Took sexual advantage of you over Discord. Okay.
He created an alt account so that he could interact with me. Weirdly enough, while taking advantage of me...
This is exactly why a video like this had to be made that looked at Birdie's past. He is still lying about this.
Yes.
The fact that a video about Birdie's past wasn't made before gave Birdie the opportunity to slither out of his own past. I would not be covering what a 14-year-old was doing online if Birdie wasn't being openly and verifiably dishonest about what happened to everyone.
Toastify!
The entire video seems to be symptomatic of how Birdie will overextend on his claims against someone to make them look worse, essentially exaggerating and lying and adding more and more on top as long as he can get away with it. He could have just left it at Kitty Dog may be uncomfortable during New Year's, something that he has evidence for. But no, he goes above and beyond and says they're a groomer, without realizing these same standards could be applied to him. Another thing worth addressing is the excuse that, well, I
almost just took another fucking sip, dude.
Psychotic. You see Birdie using this in the video a couple of times, especially with the Draggy segment, and you see a lot of Birdie fans using this as a defense.
Yeah, in which all of you are retarded. Every single one of you that defended Birdie in any retrospect whatsoever, you're a fucking retard. Like, you're actually brain dead.
In fact, some of them may have already commented it before watching the video. Here's the thing, we're still unclear on what Birdie is diagnosed with. I'm not a psychologist, and I doubt you are either.
I am not a psychologist, but I will state this, and I'm calling it, okay? I'm calling it. I'm doing a Babe Ruth right now. I'm fucking calling this home run right there, bitch. Birdie made it all up, and they are a hypochondriac. They have autism, but all the other physical shit about them, fake. Just, whoo, calling it from the shot. Calling it from the shots.
So all we can see is that we have no idea what Birdie actually has. Birdie says in his video that he was diagnosed with psychosis both back when he was 14 and in September 2023, except he's not sure which disorder it actually is, so he just calls it—
They don't know shit. They got $10,000 and couldn't go see a fucking therapist, bro. Like, come on. Like, come on.
Psychosis.
They are obviously making shit up, or they are so mentally unwell they can't just go to a therapist instead of looking up web fucking MD. They are a hypochondriac.
And when he was diagnosed when he was 14, he was actively also lying—
They're glazing Toastify for using the right pronouns. If they want Birdie to okay, who cares? Who cares about their pronouns, man? I'm gonna be fucking mean here. Who gives an actual fuck about the pronouns of Birdie? Who? Genuinely. Who cares? Like, I'm trying. But their pronouns are Lucifer. and devilkin. I'm sorry. I have to take a devil pronoun seriously? Are you fucking serious right now? I'll say he. I don't care, but like devil? Really? Fuck you. Fuck you.
To his therapist and complaining his therapist wouldn't diagnose him properly, and by his therapist he means his school counselor. You see what I mean? Was I lazy going to school? Well, I'll have you.
I don't care about Chris Chan's fucking pronouns, because Chris Chan transitioned to try and get with straight women, not because they had body dysmorphia or gender dysmorphia.
You know, I have an undiagnosed heart condition as well. What is the process of Birdie even finding these symptoms?
I realized I lined up behaviors in my head, and I thought,
that's a hypochondriac. Chris, how do you know? Because I have people in my life that are fucking hypochondriacs. 2 of them. And like, holy shit, when they're like, oh, I'm sick, I have like cancer. I'm like, did you look that up on WebMD? They're like, yeah. I was like, go to the fucking doctor. And they're like, oh, you just have the flu. You don't have cancer. It's like, holy shit. No shit, you don't have cancer. You made it up in your fucking head.
Why this isn't something a normal person would do. Normal people don't have these thought processes. What's going on? And so I tried to look into it, and I'm not going to tell you what disorder it is, but I have another mental disorder that I match.
Yes, Toastify and Toasty Vanilla are 2 different people. Toastify is a young Indian man living in England, in the UK. And Toasty Vanilla is a person that ran a Discord server full of minors posting thigh photos.
All of the criteria, and it's one of those evil abuser disorders. And
this is my
evil. I'm sorry, I have to listen. I know we listened to the call, but this is like, I can't get over this.
What's going on? And so I tried to look into it, and I'm not going to tell you what disorder it is, but
I'm not going to tell you the disorder. I'm not going to tell you it, but I'm crying my eyes out that I believe I have it.
I have another mental disorder that I match all of the criteria.
That's WebMD talking. They looked it up, like literally. Oh, I could literally probably Google something right now. I don't know. What mental disorder do I have? Quiz. Do you want to play the quiz? Guys, do you want to do the quiz? I feel like we'll learn about what Birdie goes through when they're looking up their mental disorders. That was like the first thing in the Google search. All right, hold on. Okay, it's not asking. Okay. Chat, you get to vote, okay? Chat, you get to vote. Number 1, how often do you feel overwhelmed by your daily tasks? Okay, chat. You get to choose. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, chat. You choose. You choose. Which one? I want to see. Come on, chat. Come on. I want to know the word. See, okay, numbers. I need numbers. Okay, 1, 4, 4, 4. I'm seeing a lot of 4s. I'm seeing a lot of 4s. I'm seeing a lot of 4s. I'm seeing. Okay, we're going with always. Do you struggle or focus due to stress? Okay, chat. Okay, chat. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. 4 again. 3, 4. A lot of 4s. We're doing a lot of 4s. Okay, okay, okay. How frequently do you feel irritable or easily frustrated, chat? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? You're all just voting 4. I'm going to hit 3 for this one, okay? How often do you experience physical tension, headaches, and tight muscles? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? How do you feel? Do you feel like you have too much on your plate to manage, chat? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4, chat? I'm seeing a good amount of twos. Okay, we'll do twos. We'll do twos. How often do you find it hard to relax at the end of the day? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4, chat? This chat is insane right now. You guys suck. Okay, 3, 4, 1, 1. I'm seeing a lot of ones. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of ones for this one. We're going rarely. Do you feel like stress prevents you from enjoying your free time? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay, chat, which one? Which one? Which one? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? I'm seeing a difference between 2s and 3s. We're going to often. How frequently you avoid tasks because they feel overwhelming? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? This quiz is long. We're gonna be here for a bit. We're doing a. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 4s. I'm seeing a lot of 4s. How often do you feel physically or mentally exhausted from stress? We're going with 3. How often do you lack control of your stress levels? Often. How often do you feel nervous or on edge without a clear reason? Often. Do you experience sudden, unexplained feelings of panic? Always. Let's take the test like we would Birdie, okay, chat? Chat. We're gonna chat. We're just gonna do the Birdie test. Always. We're just gonna click through it like how Birdie would do it. No! I need to do an email. All right. I'm setting it to my business email. I'm setting it to the business email. A what? Instant access to get your results. What? I have to pay money? Bruh, fuck this shit. Fuck you. Fuck this website. Birdie had to pay money for this shit. What a retard. Wow, what a scam, dude. I got scammed. I got fucking scammed. I didn't pay any money. I didn't pay any money. I did not pay the money. We got scammed.
And it's like...
Thank God I did that with the business email.
It's one of those evil abusers disorders that...
This is my point. None of us are professionals, and we're dealing with a serial liar who's still continuing to lie. We don't know what to believe, so don't take Birdie's word...
I ain't gonna pay $2 to get a stupid fucking thing.
...without some sort of evidence. You've seen throughout this video that it's happened before. All I'm saying is look before you leap. After Birdie's I'm Back video, his streak of not addressing drama would last 2 days, when he did a collab with his friend Aggress, making a meme post over the Borderline 12, which for those...
I love this. I love, like, all their headmates, dude. I love it, like, so much. I love that they have Jean-Pierre Polmareth as one of their headmates in fucking Mista. Like,
aware is a...
This is such a stupid headmates. It's just Jean-Pierre Polmareth and Mista, bro. Why is Mista there?
School shooting memorial. Birdie would get a ton of backlash on it and responded by apologizing multiple times.
What's a headmate? Schizophrenic friends in their head, okay? So, all right, chat. This is specifically for Thuman, okay? This is for Thuman. This are all the people that they share one head with Birdie. They're like their schizo roommates in their head. So, wait! I didn't see this before. Cinebear is a headmate of Birdie. So in their schizophrenic dissociations, they think that they're Cinebear or Jean-Pierre Polmareth or Guido Mista.
A school shooting memorial. Birdie would get a ton of backlash.
I'm fucking sorry. What was that again?
Last 2 days, when he did a collab with his friend Aggress, making a meme post over the Borderline 12, which for those unaware is a school shooting memorial.
I'm so sorry. That was to represent a school shooter memorial? Okay.
Birdie would get a ton of backlash on it, and responded by apologizing multiple times, saying he didn't know and blaming his autism. Some would say a pattern was beginning to re-emerge.
Ah, it's my autism! I didn't mean to make that schizophrenic memorial to school shooters and use John Pierre Polnareff. It's just my autism.
During July,
dude, if I had autism, like if I got diagnosed with autism, I would just use it. I would weaponize it.
July 2024, whilst playing on the game Ponytown with a fan, Birdie also came across Jay and Julian and had a slap fight with them. It's also worth noting that since his comeback, the art he posted was NSFW artwork that was derivative
Silver Chariot? More like silver bullets.
of what he had made of
Fuck.
him and Jay. A lot of the audience of the I'm Back video, many of them also being kids during these past situations, decided to take blame for their actions and applauded and supported Birdie. Even with a video that has at least 2 glaring issues that don't even need context to poke holes in, Birdie's diehard audience...
I was never diagnosed with it. I haven't done a test, so like probably... No, I did do a test on stream and I deleted the stream. I do not have autism. I have autistic tendencies, but I am not autistic.
Came back quickly. Everyone felt that it was time to move on and give Birdie a big second chance. However, Birdie's I'm Back video had gotten over 600,000 views and gathered the attention of a fair few people outside the animation meme community who had no idea of any of the history. One of them, Deadwing Dork.
Oh, Deadwing Dork, shout out.
Smiley face emoji.
True.
Autistic Candian said calmly.
Dude, Deadwing Dork like revitalized this whole situation and has not covered it since.
Made a 5-hour stream basically making fun of the entire video and Birdie's life.
Which is based?
In response, Cinebear jumped to Birdie's defense and posted a 2-part...
How many swigs of that bottle? I took 3 very, very, very large sips of alcohol. Straight liquor.
...video.
So, yeah.
Numbering multiple hours.
It's the only way I could get through this shit, Toastify.
In which he fought against every part of Deadwing's points. Whilst the details of this are probably for another time, Cinebear's loyalty to Birdie seemed incredible. Some people would see her apparent stress as she was working 2 jobs to stay financially stable, whilst Birdie did not work and just...
I did ask for this video. I did.
Stayed home all day and collected benefits. He even needed Cindy to be his caretaker. He had to be asked to split the rent and still didn't fully agree at first. And when Cindy came home, she'd find him just in bed or drawing. Birdie's over-reliance on Cindy meant that if she suddenly lost everything, that would be a death blow to his current situation. And as fate would have it, that's what happened.
Not gonna lie, Deadwing video was bad. He blamed Birdie for being groomed. Okay. That's a little fucking crazy.
Over a number of days in mid-September 2024, 3 Google documents were
if that's true
published regarding Cinebear. Document 1 was around Cindy's strange sexual behavior around various minors.
Strange sexual behavior. Motherfucker was drawing rape art. You know what's crazy is that Toastify, in this small section, is probably going to do more work than Jar has ever done in his life.
Whilst Document 3 talked about Cindy's treatment of a former partner.
Yeah,
but Document
rape
2 was the
artwork.
most egregious, detailing the experiences of a 14-year-old who accused Cindy of grooming them while she was 21. Whilst there wasn't a relationship, so to say, Cindy showed this minor incredible amounts of NSFW for
rape. They sent them rape. Rape.
6 months straight. She encouraged the minor to do the same and got upset when they didn't. Cindy even sent an
They also tried to get them into a VC call
entire hand
to do the to do the role play.
Drawn essay comic. Some things never change, I guess. At the time of the document's release, Birdie and Cindy were on vacation. It was only when they came back and looked at the evidence that the ball started.
He didn't blame her. He questioned how she got groomed numerous times. That's not a blame then. It's just a question.
To roll. Cindy would post a video apologizing for what she did and saying that she was a groomer. Then, the next day, Birdie posted a video confirming,
which, by the way, Birdie, like, coordinated this drop of Cinebear's video and, like, watched it and, like, did this weird shit with it. Bro, it's so weird. It's like the weirdest situation of all time.
That Cindy was.
If you watch the call that I did of Queen and Birdie and the rest of them like all together, you understand that there was like some crazy shit that happened. But Cinebear is a piece of shit, disgusting groomer. But also, there's also the Birdie stuff.
The groomer. This video, which was secretly recorded while Cindy was in the other room, talks about the situation as Birdie claims he had no idea it was ever going on.
Which he did know.
He also claims that Cindy would essay him, grabbing various parts of his body, or
which, in my opinion, was a lie. In my opinion, this whole, like, Cinebear, like, raped me shit is totally fake. It's not real. Do you want to know why I can say that with, like, total confidence? It's because they were banging. I am literally on an island of my own. Nobody else will say it, but I will. They were in a sexual relationship together, and Birdie is now trying to say that they raped them to gain more sympathy.
Poking them as a joke, even though he
Toastify won't say it, but I'll fucking say it.
Said no. It's worth noting Cindy would deny these claims, saying it was all consensual and there was no indication of discomfort. Alongside this video, Birdie also started a GoFundMe for moving elsewhere and escaping.
I said it before you, Op. Shut up.
As the benefits were no longer coming in for him. The GoFundMe would reach its goal of $10,000 in a matter of days, and even went above, reaching $11,000.
Every single one of you. Every single one of you. Every single one of you. I hope you never get your money back. I hope you go poor. I hope your family hates you when you stole that credit card to donate to Birdie. I hope you get fucking... I hope you become destitute in your life. Fuck all of you.
Even after everything Birdie had said and done and all the controversies, he still had a fan base that was willing to donate so much.
Give Solon his $5 back. Is Solon still around? After we, like, just community raped him, is he just gone?
To essentially save his living situation. To me, though, it's weird there weren't more questions raised about Birdie's knowledge of Cinebear's grooming. Knowing someone who turns out to be a pedo is one thing, but being in the same house with them for months, sleeping in the next room or even in the same bed, that's another issue entirely. There wouldn't have even been a time where Birdie was out of work, so their schedules wouldn't have conflicted that much. He was home the entire time. Around this time, Birdie would get into...
I'm not gonna leak it. Okay. I'm not... I promised I wasn't gonna leak. Okay, listen, just understand that I genuinely hate Queen more than I've ever hated Queen in my entire life, very recently, and I am not allowed to say why, okay? I'm not allowed to say why, but I genuinely hate Queen with every single fiber of my being.
A call with
that's all you need to know.
Queen, Cindy's IRL friend that Birdie had recently met and became close with.
That's all you need to know.
They started to become really good friends, and Birdie would eventually stay over at a house for...
Just know I hate them, like, so much. Like, I've never hated Queen more than in my life, bro.
Deadwing Dork is Kino.
Deadwing
Since
is good.
Covering
like
dogs
Deadwing.
eating dogs 6. He's been digging for YouTube's burgos who can only be referred to as users.
True, I agree.
Time. A few days later, Cindy would post another response to the situation, stating that Birdie and others had coerced her to admit that she was a groomer.
Which was perpetrated by that group of
Birdie
people. By the way, quick
you
shout out.
are coming for you.
No, I can't say that either. I'm not allowed to leak that either. Can I? I'm gonna do it. I don't care. Romantic Goblin! Hey, buddy! I heard that you get paranoid anytime we mention you. I hope you live with that paranoia for the rest of your life and it never goes away and you constantly have to deal with the fallout of it.
She responds saying that these sexual themes she discussed with the kid weren't actually that sexual, which is just a blatant lie, but I mean, how else could you even defend this?
This is the most autistic face I've ever made. I'm like...
This is all for another time, though, because this video led up to the fight between Birdie and Cinebear over the cat.
Who the fuck's Romantic Goblin? They were one of the people involved in the Cinebear drama that wanted to get Cinebear a gun and asked Gilded Pooh to get Cinebear a gun.
He had recently gotten a cat to take
Yeah, the hashtag arms Cinebear.
care of, but during his fight with Cinebear and Birdie getting away, Cine apparently stole his cat,
What's the romantic goblin tea? I just told you.
according to Birdie.
I just definitely leaked something that Romantic does not want people to know about.
In response, he broke into Cinebear's house after this.
Hi, Romantic. I know somebody's clipping this out and sending it to you.
And left a white hat with
fuck you.
The words groom on it. Cine would then respond to Birdie, saying that the cat wasn't with him or with Birdie. It was with Queen. Cine was only asking for the cat back because no one else was in the position to take care of it. And legally, the cats were in Cine's name because Birdie didn't want to use his dead name to get them.
That is so fucking stupid. I get it. You don't want to use your dead name to, like, put it on legal paperwork. But if you're going to take, like, ownership of something and you haven't updated your legal name, fucking update it, you freak.
Broke into Cine's house to leave the...
Like, if you really wanted to, like, be this new person, you would change your name. I'm sorry.
Groom hat, he stole the cat he was emotionally tied to and took it with him.
You ever know Goblin did that? No. I'm not leaking the part about the gun thing. I'm leaking the part about how apparently anytime somebody in commentary starts talking about Romantic Goblin again, they have a anxiety attack and they get scared. Fuck you, bitch.
Eventually, Queen ended up as the owner of the cat, which was probably the best outcome we got. But Birdie now had to explain himself. He was under fire for posting lies and had possibly given a groomer a W. Birdie went on Twitter and explained that the accusation from Cine were all false and meant to shift the attention away from her. But the snowball was already rolling down the hill, and people were really starting to look into what Birdie had been up to. Days earlier, Birdie had posted art of him dressed as a character from the animator Zontan, known for his sexual drawings of underage characters.
Oh yeah, I forgot the Zone Tune stuff. Jesus, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm keeping the stream public.
Aged up to be adults. Birdie claimed to have no idea who Zontan even was, but
total lie. Total lie.
That was another lie as seen from this Discord message. Being caught out twice in a number of days isn't a good track record for anyone, and his response to the backlash being
You should have ate all the pills.
Pill posting was only further indication of that.
You should have ate the pills.
Seeing the tides turn against him, Birdie decided to leave the internet, saying, "Okay, I'm sick of being this week's hot juicy drama and having the
This week? Bruh, I have been milking you for months. Like, you are Chris Chan. Birdie, you are Chris Chan. You are Chris Chan. You are Chris. You are Christine Weston Chandler, Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, bitch. You can never escape this."
Demonization and demonization of myself.
Shatman had a poster of Zune Tones at his back wall of his room. Is that a good photo of his room? Would be like the colossal confrontation, I assume, right?
So widely normalized again. People are scraping the bottom of the barrel for rumors. I'm leaving for a bit. Everyone get your together. This is just like 2017. Time is a flat circle.
Chris Chan's apprentice.
But the new claims were nowhere near the bottom of the barrel. After such a storied history, so many apologies, so many promises to change that were taken at face value by Birdie's audience, that being then ripped up in front of their eyes would not go down well. It began with the Little Guy controversy, as people criticised Birdie's interactions with a 15-year-old fan of his known as Little Guy. Little Guy was obsessed with Birdie, and Birdie would comment on the post positively, including ones they made with sexual elements. Birdie knew all too well from first-hand experience what obsession looks like, and was accused of indirectly enabling it by
indirectly? I would say directly. I would say directly enabling it, but that's just me.
Continue to interact. This seems like a good time to also mention that Birdie would actually reply to people under the age of 16 on a 16+ post he made on his Twitter. You had literally one job, mate. This would spark a mass return of former characters from the Birdie drama, archival and A-loggers, all coming back to reinvestigate the entire Birdie situation. A ton of
which shout out to all the A-loggers. Shout out to the A-loggers of the Birdie community. You guys have really, really helped me.
New evidence.
Shout out to the A-logs, the normal A-logs, not the dangerous ones.
Was found about old cases that completely recontextualized everything, especially to an audience that wasn't even that clued in on Birdie's history. Even discussing Birdie's modern day antics didn't bode well for him. It seemed as if
you A-logs have had a sordid history, bro. I respect you.
Birdie was desperately using the $11,000 that were raised from that GoFundMe, spending it on moving apartments, getting away from the groomer who was assaulting
which they weren't doing any of that.
Him. At one point, he said he was even starving whilst at someone's house, and a friend got him DoorDash to help out. So when he was spotted spending copious amounts of money on My Little Pony merch, you can imagine the backlash from that.
You know what's funny? There's a Twitter account called Birdie Confessions or something, and it thinks I'm a neo-Nazi, so I'm not going to use that account. By the way, who's running that account in my chat? Because I know you're in here. I know you're in here. Keep calling me a Nazi. It's like really funny to me. Like I get it sent to me all the time, and it cracks me up every time you do that.
And the starvation at someone's house? Well, the house you...
Apparently, I'm a neo-Nazi, according to Birdie Confessions, which I have a sneaking suspicion is somebody who doesn't like me. Somebody I shit on in the Birdie sphere. Somebody... Queen.
Staying at,
you know, it's just me. It's just me. It's just me. I don't know if that's real, but like I have a weird feeling.
Had a fridge full of food, and Birdie was...
Birdie Confessions is run by a pedo zoo. I believe the farms is currently egg-logging them hard. Oh, cool. Chris, we caused them to infight to the point they quit. That's amazing.
Just a really picky eater. All excuse...
Trish keeps receiving shit about you, giving Ann and others. Who the fuck is Trish?
And bringing up some disorder or the other, but falling on deaf ears, especially when he was making fun of issues that he also had. See on Twitter.
Because more people started fighting with him in their straw pages. Trish's goat. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh yeah, Trish's goat. I forget Trish's goat is Trish's. I don't use real names. Goat Cato. I forgot that Trish's goat. I forgot.
Where he was gossiping about how messy Cinebear's room was.
Also, wait, they had a Discord? Interesting.
Was to make fun of her, but then came in pictures from Queen showing the mess in his room. Remember that one of these people worked 2 jobs, and the other sat in bed all day, drawing and sleeping. By then, a lot of the public opinion turned back against Birdie, after being more favourable to him after his return and the Cinebear situation. By now,
is that my real name? Okay, Trish.
Their goodwill had dried up.
He had an NSFW body pillow of one of his OCs on his bed, and he fucking left it there. Wait, what? I didn't see that before. It's not even... It's horrible. What is this?
2 jobs, and the other against Birdie, after being more favourable to him after his return and the Cinebear situation.
Imagine they leave your house. Imagine somebody that you've been like you let them live in your home, and they leave a not safe for work body pillow behind.
By now, their goodwill had dried up.
How have you not seen the body pillow if you read the farms thread, Sob? I haven't read it in a while, so I might not have read it for that, but I read like the early stuff of Birdie. I never went further. I hated that thread. It made me depressed. It made me that thread makes me like genuinely depressed.
I wrote a good half of this conclusion.
Yeah, I know. I proofread your conclusion, actually. There's documents showing weird exes talking about setting porn apparently in servers where they're minors or something, along with gooning to lolly type stuff. Oh, ew!
The story of Birdie tells a blend of greys that we rarely see at all.
That body pillow was commissioned. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. So that body pillow was commissioned by Birdie, and they used their money for that? They used the GoFundMe money for that?
It's seeing the real-time story of a kid mistreated by their family but also prone to lash out, becoming a child of the internet and a victim to some awful stuff. But soon he was twisting the abhorrence onto others throughout his life, many of the people he's encountered, and his own audience itself. It's uncomfortable because it never should have been broadcast. The fact that a 12-year-old was unmonitored online, having a completely massive career with a dedicated
body pillow was for the GoFundMe. Thank you for clarifying.
Fan base was always going to end badly. But origin stories
was made with GoFundMe money. That was before the GoFundMe. Okay, thank you for clarifying.
And illnesses and disorders only go so far. Everyone has their own issues, but we all have to take responsibility for what we've done, and we do. Birdie has a trail of gross irresponsibility, being malicious and lying. Where do you draw the line between saying he's just a kid and condemning him for being legitimately malicious and manipulative? If I've taken anything away from this video, it's not just an indictment of Birdie. It's better seen as a reflection on much of the animation meme community and its depths. Birdie just happens to be the most severe case of its effects. It still is a place largely absent of parents or adults, a place where—
It's a fair conclusion, but also Birdie just like never learned from any of this. And they're like, even though you've had like a traumatic childhood, in my opinion, for me at least, that doesn't give you the right to act the way that you constantly do and hurt other people just because you were hurt. I feel like for me that it doesn't matter like that aspect. It matters as a factor. But if that person continues to harm other people and use their past trauma as an excuse, I don't feel sympathy for them.
Where these creative kids come to vent about how the world has seemingly failed them. The detailed vents about their personal lives were only encouraged by kids who could relate, furthering personal publication and vulnerability. It's telling that most of the people who've been personally involved and victimized by Birdie have also turned out to be severely messed up in their own right.
Yeah, everybody's fucking mentally ill in this situation.
And documenting every single one of their actions on top of covering Birdie would double the length of this video. None of this diminishes from Birdie's actions towards—
There's many fucked up things people missed about the DICE server, how there was actual animal killings, like full-blown serial killer shit. Yeah, no, I know. Amos actually made a really good fucking video about the DICE stuff. Where the fuck? Why can't I find Amos's video channel? What the fuck? There it is. This is a pretty good video. I think this kind of like gets a good amount of it. I couldn't make it all the way through. It like disturbed me to like my core.
Them, and it certainly doesn't mean that these people were evil all along. A lot of this just comes down to the victim-turned-abuser cycle, and the animation meme community is an excellently more—
Did not mean to post that. That is Toastify's link. Go subscribe to Toastify. Go watch the video on its own, okay?
Good example. Maybe, just maybe, if someone had stepped in when Birdie was still young and recognized the signs of mental distress he was displaying, things could have turned out better. But missed opportunities don't take away that Birdie has done some abhorrent stuff.
I agree with Toastify here.
And he should be held to account instead of being excused and swept for. His consistent cycle of lying, manipulation—
There's an unlisted screen recording on YouTube of a DICE call where a server member hit their rabbit. Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Playing the victim, disgusting harassment towards others, his weird interactions with minors, it's all—
Yeah, I don't need to watch that. The DICE server is a horrible place, man.
Out there. His actions shouldn't be downplayed, but his origins should be a warning light to parents and kids online. His story will continue as long as that delusion and his attachment to the internet continues.
Chris Chan!
Birdie's case is a stark reminder that kids are far better off having normal jobs rather than becoming YouTubers. For all its perceived profits and supposed creative dream, a bird in the hand isn't worth more than a book. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay toasted.
Shout out Toastify. He actually made an amazing video. I know we just watched it, but if you want to watch it independently, please go watch Toastify's video. He did an incredible video on all this. I've been waiting on it forever, and he did not miss. Okay, he did not miss. I will let you know. Looks like everybody out of the 748 people that voted, they do want to start doing after shows. We didn't hit the goal today. You'll never know what the goal is, but we didn't hit it yet. We were close. Very, very, very close. But if we ever do hit the goal, we will do after shows. I will do members-only streams where we will go over suggested content. I'll have call-ins with you guys. We'll play games, shit like that. I'll do more community-centric stuff if you become a member. I'm probably going to do like a repo stream with you guys. If you want to do that, become a member. If you're in the Discord already, you have to be 18 or older to join the Discord. So you guys were close. You guys were close, but it does show that the community would like after shows moving forward. So I will do those each time that we do hit the goal. Video games, other content, suggested content. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you want to become a member to join the members only after shows when we do them, I'll take calls. I'll take suggestions from you guys. And if those suggestions are good, I will upload to the YouTube channel as clips. So I think I'm gonna send you guys over to the Fish Tank channel. We're gonna raid Fish Tank because I'm obsessed with Fish Tank Season 4 right now. I'm gonna go outside, enjoy the pool with the last bit of light out. We will be live tomorrow when I get home from work. We will be going over the iDubbbz video. We will go over the iDubbbz video by Nick Nobody tomorrow. I'm very excited to go over that with you guys. So thank you all for watching. The VOD will remain public this time because it was one topic, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right? Have a great night, guys.